All right, 6:02 in the Rose City. Time for Dirt and Sprague on Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. The hype horn's working today. How about that? Happy Friday, everybody.
What is happening?
I would say welcome back, and I do mean it.
Hello.
It's nice to have you back.
I'm here. I'm alive.
Are you going to get sick next week?
Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. We're gonna pray that it doesn't happen again next week.
The fourth time you've been sick in the winter, spring?
I'm at about a once a month clip right now.
Poor Teddy Ballgame's just out here dumping it on you.
Dude, he's actually like fine the entire time too. Like he got a runny nose and nothing else really happens to him. Other than the one time he had bumps over his entire body. That was the one time he got really sick. Every other time it's like he has a slight cough and a runny nose. And that's it. Business as usual. Which is incredibly hard to keep up with when you're dealing with a man cold.
It might be time for you to do the old Asian woman thing and wear the mask indoors with your child.
I think I need to start doing that. Just everywhere I go. I'm going to start wearing rubber gloves every day around the house. Stop sneezing on me, dude.
I would say welcome back because it's great to have you. I got to say a proper welcome back because I bid adieu to our producer.
Yeah.
I said, hey, thanks for filling in. It's been great to have you. Have fun getting sleep. And he said, yeah, I'm looking forward to the sleep.
Oh,
and then Brandman turns around and texts me the next morning and says, psych, wake up again, good man.
Good morning, Brandon. Good morning.
Can't get rid of me that easily.
Yeah. I think what I love about our producer is our producer texts us during yesterday's show.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'll be there. I'll see you Friday.
All right.
And then Dusty texted us at like 6 p.m. or whatever it was and was like, Brandon will be in. Swag didn't make his flight. Swag never texts us.
No, did not hear from him.
Never says anything.
Did not see that one until later.
Yeah.
He didn't get word either?
He didn't text you?
You're the one that's affected by this more than we are.
Brandman is the middleman, apparently.
Well, I'm glad that somebody got word to you. What if we didn't get word to you? Then we're not on nobody's at work today. Then we're turning around going home.
You can make an argument that
still listening to ESPN radio.
Swag is making the right official move of calling the brand man.
Yes.
But to not reach out to you or I, or to Brandon himself separately and say, hey, so sorry. I know it's tough doing the shift because it's early.
I'm going to need you one more day.
I need you one more day. This
stuck.
is out of my control. Right. Hey, guys. Hope you're all right. I won't make it.
I'll be there Monday.
He just goes 0 dark 60 on us.
Yes,
he just doesn't contact us whatsoever. And I don't understand that thinking.
Is he alive right now? I don't know.
Too
Is
busy
he there?
Yelling at TSA, apparently.
He's probably yelling about a flight. Yeah, if he got held up somewhere, I don't even know the full details of it.
Mechanical.
I didn't even know he was supposed to be back today. I had no clue. We weren't really in the loop on that.
Found that out late yesterday of you had said you'd be back Friday, but him and I were talking you looked like absolute dog crap.
Dude, I was out of it. I should not have come to work on Wednesday. That was a massive mistake.
Well, I didn't know you felt the way you felt. When I saw you Wednesday morning, I was like, oh, okay. He was in. I heard the stuffy nose building the day before.
I've never gotten sick live on the air before. That was fun. In real time.
Yeah, by the end of that show Wednesday, I was like, dude, he is terrible.
I should not have been. The whole way in on Wednesday, I was like, I need to go home. I need to go. As I'm driving in, I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going to walk in the door and turn around and go home. And then I had an energy drink, and I'm like, all right, I could do this. And I got through 2 hours, and I'm like, this is a mistake.
That last hour,
I need to go home right now. I got home, and I texted the wife. I was like, you need to come home. Yeah. I cannot
operate. Babysit.
I'm laying on the couch, and I'm not going to move. I'm going to nap for 3 hours, and we'll see how we feel. It's funny, though, one full night of sleep, then you wake up. I went to bed Wednesday night at 9:30, woke up yesterday at 7:45, and I'm like, oh, all right. Feel like I can function now. Okay, I got an actual full decent night's sleep. I feel like I can operate. I can stand up. I can breathe again. We're making progress.
Am I wrong in remembering an off-air conversation where you said Tuesday you didn't sleep at all? Was it Tuesday?
Dude, Monday and Tuesday, no sleep. No sleep at all.
So, and
then you're sick on top of it, which is that's a double whammy. You're not getting any better.
I think it was the sleep probably even more than the symptoms.
Probably.
Because you were blowing your nose on the air, which was disgusting. Yes. And you looked like you were crying because of how congested you were.
His eyes are watery.
Eyes are all watery. I could tell you were out of it. But then, you mentioned the sleep part, and you're not sleeping for 2 days in a row. I'd imagine your body's like, yo,
you need a breather here, buddy.
We're already battling the cold.
I need some rest.
You're not going to shut the machine down?
Can we get some HTO? I got up twice to pee because I drank so much water. Other than that, a great night's sleep. It's funny how that works, man. A little water, a little sleep, a little rest, and all of a sudden you feel a little bit better, huh?
It's very odd how that works, isn't it?
We're making progress, man. Yeah. I do need to feel better, though, because you know what I stumbled into?
What?
Somehow, some way. In my delirious state on Wednesday afternoon, napping on and off, not responding to any texts, this one almost bit me. I stumbled into Blazer tickets for tonight.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Burying the lead.
I know. Kept my cash daddy delivered. I had a text. I woke up from like a 2-hour nap. He was like, Dirt, hello, are you there? And I'm like, what? I don't even know what time it is. What day is it? Do you want to go to the game on Friday? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I'm in.
Wait, are they sweet tickets? Because they usually get sweet
They're
tickets.
100 level tickets. I said I'm only going if they're 100 level. They are free, but I said I'm only going
Wait,
if
you're
they're
getting
100
it for free?
I'm going for free in the 100 level tonight.
Whoa.
I know. How about that?
Unbelievable.
I mean, me, I'm the noted P1 of the Blazers, biggest honk at the station. Let's go. I'll be there tonight, banging my noisemakers.
Or waving your towel.
Or waving my towel. I'll have a full report back on what is going on in the arena tonight.
Or going shirtless.
A lot of
or
or go
yes.
topless and demand a shirt.
I mean, I did not go get my free shirt.
You didn't get one of the 200 free
Am I
T-shirts?
going to be allowed in
200
without one of my 200 free shirts? I don't know.
Boy, the internet very split on that giveaway yesterday.
I mean, as they should be. I would say it should lean more in one direction than the other, but
What do you mean?
We're just opportunistically marketing now. We're striking while the iron's hot.
You couldn't
filling a void.
What is the amount of money that company absolutely calculated and said it'll be free advertising?
Yeah, whatever for 200 shirts.
Because
that's
every
exactly
news
it.
station was like, we got to go down there and film people getting shirts.
This is what happens when you got sharks circling in the water around Tommy D, dude. Anytime you get a story that goes slightly in the other direction, we'll pub that thing.
Me and Brandon were talking of look, it's a tough turnaround.
Yes, it is.
I appreciate, I guess, somebody stepping up with the idea of like, let's make something. 200 shirts at a 19,000 plus arena is like, hey, there's one.
It's a free shirt, people.
And they're not going to sit anywhere near each other. It's
No.
just going to be so random to see that shirt tomorrow.
And how many other people wear red shirts at Blazer games, too?
So I looked at the Dame. Yesterday was the anniversary of the Dame walk-off.
Yes, it was.
I'm really bad with anniversaries. Like, if I see it, I usually play the audio, but I don't ever see stuff usually till after the show.
Blazers tweeted that one out yesterday. It's like, what a memory.
And I was at that game.
Yes, you were.
And I don't recall all the nuance in and out stuff because that was a long time ago. It was 2019, man.
It was almost a decade ago.
I'm rewatching the video, and you know what I don't notice? I don't see an arena full of everybody wearing the same shirt. And I'm like, did we have shirts for those games? I think people have said they did, but I'm looking at the replay. I watched it maybe 7 times because Ryan Clark tweeted one out. And hell, he might have been on Media Row, and I just didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah, he's just down a little bit further down the row.
But he was basically at my angle, which was behind the hoop. Dame hit the shot.
Yes. Top of the 100 level.
Dude, I've rewatched that like 10 times yesterday. I don't see everybody wearing a white T-shirt, everybody wearing a red T-shirt. I just see a bunch of different
What are you talking about?
red, black, and white smattering all over the arena.
No. Jody would spare no expense. Okay?
They might have had a shirt, though, is all I'm saying, and I'm pretty confident 75% of that arena was like, I'm not putting this on.
Either way, it proves why this is the fakest outrage of all time. Because on the one hand, you have an opportunity where maybe shirts were not provided, which did not used to be breaking news that we talked about at length day after day after day after day. Or option B, it shows you that when we do hand out free shirts,
don't really care.
40% of the arena maybe will wear them because guess what? They don't all fit.
Well,
or
people
you
have
wore
their own
something
stuff.
You wanted to wear your jersey.
You want to look
or,
good.
Yes. Or you got to go up because a lot of times they put them on the seat, and if it's not the right size, then you got to go up into the concourse. You got to go change it out to the right size.
Oh, I would never do that.
Right? And they probably run out of what's the most common size? Large, extra large. So you're going to run out of larges and extra larges immediately. Yeah. So if you run out, you got to have some smalls and mediums in there. You're going to run out of the free T-shirts. So it proves why that was the fakest outrage of all time.
To me, it was, the outrage of a T-shirt I laughed at because I'm like, I literally don't care about this.
No.
But to me, it was more about the timing of the story paired with Tommy Two Nickels.
Tommy Two.
Like, we knew he was cheap.
I'm going to rub these two together.
And then it comes out, and then the T-shirt thing comes out, like, right at the same... It was like 4 things at one time dropped on us of, like, this guy's.
And we just grabbed onto the one storyline, and it was... Yeah, we're not letting that one go.
No, we're not. But if we get a towel tonight, like, I bet you if I'm watching that game, because I don't get free tickets because I'm not cool like you...
I'm going to wave the hell out of that towel if I
You're
get
the
a
only
towel.
one of us 3 not going to be at the game.
Oh, yeah, you're working it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I will say, you'll be there
I'm just glad
I'll be there, but I'll be in the
You're a
basement in the
professional
corner.
person.
Yeah.
With watching the screens like everyone else. So technically, I'm in the arena,
You're
but
in
I'm
the
not
building.
really in the arena.
The one thing I don't really miss, I don't miss going to Blazer games as a media member.
No.
I found the media room to be quite stuffy. It's like cliquish, and I'm usually pretty. I think with everybody except maybe 2 or 3 people in the market.
Yeah, you're pretty cordial.
I'm
open,
pretty good with everybody.
Have a conversation.
Right? There's no beef.
Approachable.
But it's still like I don't want to be the guy who intrudes on the click circle dinner table. You know what I mean? Like Richmond, Freeman, Quick. Hey guys,
You want to be the
can I sit down here? Yeah, I don't want to like impose on somebody.
We've
sit at
done
the cool
this
table.
for 41 home games this year. This is the first one you've attended. And
Right.
Now you're going to come sit at our table.
Right.
Who do you think you are?
I know I wouldn't get a seat at the 100 level because Danny is taking the fan credential, and they have all the TV people who also, by the way, barely ever show up during the regular season. Oh, they're here now.
Hey, look at that.
It's weird.
We all show up at the playoffs.
I didn't know that channel had a news person. They're never here. And now they're here. So, Sprague, we're going to need you to sit in section 207.
Yeah, you're going to sit up
So now
Yeah.
I'm behind the basket at the 200 level, and I'm sitting next to people. It's like, who do you work for? BlazersErections.com.
I'm a frequenter of that site.
All right. I'm glad you got a credential.
Rip City Pitch a Tent. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
GoSpursGo.com. Flew in town yesterday.
How is that possible?
Like, okay,
How
so
many Chinese media are going to get credentialed tonight, too?
Oh, the Chinese
Dude, they're
media. I
gonna
didn't even
be
think
all-
about that.
Guy's not even playing.
I
They're going to be
know.
all over the building tonight.
So it's like it's not. I
And
don't
French
enjoy
too.
it.
Wemby in town. There's going to be French outlets all over the place.
Well, and then you can't cheer. You're not supposed
No.
to cheer. Now, did we kind of raise our arms and go, "Oh my God," when he hit the shot against the Thunder?
Dude,
Yeah.
in
sure.
a moment like that, when the entire arena,
Nobody sees you.
I also think too, like that, the whole not cheering in press row thing. I believe in if it's a legitimate press box. Like if you go to a football game, like at Autzen or Reeser, you're not sitting in the general pop. You're sitting
It's
in
an
a press box.
enclosed
It's a
area.
box.
It's an enclosed
It's like
area.
a silent box.
Yes. And so you're not yelling every time there's a touchdown because it would be blatantly obvious. When you're in that situation at a Blazer game, you're
Right.
just mixed in with the crowd.
No, you're not wrong.
So
there.
I don't mind like that one to me, especially in a moment like that where he hits that shot. No, like everybody's jumping up and down and cheering in that moment.
Yeah.
You can't not do it at that point.
But I'd rather just my whole point on this
Be
is
a
like
fan,
I'd
yeah.
rather just be a fan.
Yeah, walk around.
Go in there, get a nice Diet Coke, sit in the 100 section, do whatever I want to do.
Put my feet up, watch a Blazer game tonight. I'll report back. I'll have a full report on Monday. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise on Wednesday.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah, what do you got?
When I meet people that work for teams in our market, or I meet people in and around stuff, I'm one of those like I don't want them to get the wrong idea that I'm like using them or
Yes.
I'm not a reporter.
No.
And I don't like being I had to be a reporter 1 year of my career and I hated it.
You got sources?
I was pretty plugged in with Oregon State for the year, but like I just didn't like it. It
Yeah.
felt like it felt like it felt like your relationships with people is more transactional.
You're trying to get something out of it.
Like I'm always
Yeah.
afraid that they're viewing me talking to them as
Right.
like, hey,
What's he looking for?
that's cool, your kid's doing good, but how's so-and-so doing his leg injury?
Right.
You know what I mean? I never liked it. I felt very uncomfortable with it. I like talking to people and meeting people.
Yeah.
There's a couple people within the org that I've met organically, and I've been afraid to reach out to them and say,
Asking for tickets.
no, asking them for what are we getting tonight?
Oh, the inside scoop.
Because it might be people that would know.
You.
But I don't
think
want it
that's-
to come out as like, hey, I haven't talked to you since this time.
Right. I haven't texted you
Now
in
I'm
4
reaching
months.
out.
All of a sudden, I'm reaching out. Hey, what are we
Yeah.
getting tonight in the
But
arena?
I kind of want to know, and I kind of want to break the news like, we're getting towels!
I mean, I think it's worthy of sending a trial balloon up in the air, see what happens.
And just saying, hey, man.
Just, shoot that flare up, see what they say.
I
You're
was-
probably not going to get a response because I think they're on a non-disclosure agreement until
Yeah.
fans arrive in the arena
You think it
tonight.
says red?
Yeah, I think you're going to get
Just
left
says
on
red the whole time?
But as Michael Scott told me once, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
You're not wrong on that.
So might as well take the shot, see what you get.
We'll see what happens.
Make it even better. I'm playing 9 holes and then going straight to the Blazer game.
How did you go from missing a show because you're deathly ill to you're golfing and a
golfing
Blazer
and
game?
Blazer.
That
Well-
game's not going to start until 7:45. What are you doing after the show? You
So-
have to be taking like an 8-hour nap.
Oh, I'm taking a nap for sure. Well, I'd already had a tea ticket because it was my dad and brother's birthday this week. So I
this is the tea-
This
the
is the birthday
golf day.
golf day. Was
Yeah.
already planned for 4:30. And I originally, when
You're
I
going straight from golf to the Blazer
we're
game.
just playing 9 holes. Yeah, I'm going to get done around 6:30 and then heading over to the Mo
You got
Center.
deodorant with you? You gonna have cologne?
I don't know. I got to figure
You're
it
gonna
out.
smell weird, dude.
I haven't even told the wife yet, too, so we'll see how that goes. Got to break the news to her when I get home today.
Wait, she knows you're golfing.
She knows I'm golfing, yeah.
You didn't tell her about the Blazer game?
I told her there was a chance maybe I'd be going, but I hadn't confirmed yet.
Bro, I think the congestion's getting to your head. You need to get your priorities in order real quick.
Hey, you know what you missed yesterday?
We'll see how that one goes. Hey, babe, by the way, I'll be home at 11:30 tonight.
You
Sorry.
missed Brandon.
After golf.
You missed Brandon introducing us to his home life.
Oh, we got the backstory.
It was a Magic Hat Day.
Yes.
So he Magic Hatted.
Little taste of who the Brandons are.
Take off my T-shirt.
Oh.
Stop wearing all my clothes.
That's a little aggressive. I wouldn't go that
You went strong.
Stop making my closet gross.
Hard in the paint,
Dude,
huh?
he went hard in the paint.
Wearing all your clothes, huh?
Yeah, she's just taking all his clothes and not putting them back properly. And
that happens in my household, too.
She had a full crew sweatshirt and sweatpants out of my closet when I got home yesterday.
How about
the way
that
it is,
timing?
man.
Just right there, wearing your clothes, huh?
Just how it is now, I guess.
You gonna watch it?
all the clothes I buy are basically hers at this point.
Yeah.
Forget the piles of clothes that are in her side of the closet.
I went in my wife's closet a couple weeks ago.
This is hitting close to home right now.
And I was like, scanning. I've never seen you wear this entire rack of clothes. Looking at the drawers. Huh?
None of these get worn. Huh? But you're wearing my T-shirt for the 4th day in a row this week?
It's like 10 drawers of clothes, 2 long-ass racks. And I'm like, 88% of this stuff you don't wear.
Yeah.
Why do you have it?
Next time they buy something too, and you could just drop that line of like, so does this mean you're not going to wear my clothes anymore? Or is this one going to stay in the closet too?
The UPS driver, we have the same UPS driver usually, and he's been coming to our house for years. He had a package the other day, and I coincidentally was walking out, and I was like, and I grab it, and I see the name, and it was my Atlanta Braves T-shirt I had ordered like a week and a half before, and I went, one for me, and he goes, I know, one for you. Because he knows when he's delivering, it's never my name.
I got one. Yes. A package for me.
He was just as happy for me as I was
Look
for
at
me.
you. That's a solid little dub right there, buddy.
That's a good relationship
That's
right
a
there.
good dub.
All right, well, we got a lot to get to. We're way over it. Let's get it going on a Friday edition of Fast Break Friday. We got a Blazer home playoff game that Dirt will be at. Let's get it going. 105.1 The Fan. We have a lot from the NFL draft to get to today. I'm going to save that for the 8 a.m. hour. So, went a little long in that first segment. Let's make this a bit of a Diet Johnson. Good morning. Happy Fast Break Friday, everybody. Hello. Happy game day.
Happy game day.
We're the playoff game day.
We're the pre-show.
So,
Summertime's here, too, by the way. You look at the weather. We're here, man. Let's go.
Now we're going to get a June snowstorm. None of it's going to make sense.
My buddy from L.A. who now lives here was texting me the other day complaining about the rain. I was like, give it one more day, man. Summertime is on the horizon, brother.
Yeah.
We are fine.
Shut up.
Yeah, come on.
Shut up.
Look, you want things to be green in the summer?
Move
I
back.
do, too.
Go back to California.
All right? It's nice out.
You know what? Get back down there. So a couple things here before we roll into some of the playoff stuff from yesterday, because one of those games delivered, the other game certainly did not.
Yes.
You suggested, so I went and looked up tickets, and you gave me the section number you might be sitting in. Mm-hmm. If you want to go to tonight's game, because it's officially a sellout for the Blazers end, but the secondary market.
Yeah, you can go buy secondary tickets.
If you don't want to be behind a hoop, you want like more of the side out, you are not getting a ticket for less than $450 each on the secondary market.
Pretty spendy.
Game 4 is exactly the same price. There's really no fall off or difference.
And I don't think tonight's game will change that in any way because they won Game 2. Had they not won Game 2 and then a loss tonight, you might have been on the brink of cheaper tickets for Sunday. But since they won Game 2, no matter what happens tonight, they'll stay spendy.
I rolled the dice, and I failed big time.
Yeah.
Now, that being said,
big time.
You had the dumbest suggestion.
Dude, I don't think it's that dumb.
Look, I know the Blazers is a big community thing, and we're all in on watching the team and rooting for it. And
this is where you draw the line of doing something solo?
Yeah.
This is it, the sporting event?
Well, you suggested I just buy a ticket and go to the event by myself.
Based on the previous prices you were looking at, if you were going to take the wife and the 2 kids, how much was it going to cost you?
Well, I'm not taking the kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But when you originally thought about going, you thought about taking everybody involved.
It was going to be like $680.
How much is one ticket? In a good place to sit.
For $680, I can get a good seat. For less than $680, actually, almost half of that.
You go put your feet up, maybe talk to the people next to you, make a couple of new Blazer friends.
I wouldn't talk to
Drink
anybody.
yourself a Diet Coke, watch some playoff basketball.
You don't find that to be a little odd? No judgment to people out there that do it.
I don't either. No, I don't find it to. I've never done it, so I'm not going to tell you that I.
I mean,
but if I was in the spot where I desperately wanted to go, I wouldn't have any problem with it.
Well, you comped it to a movie. Have you been to a movie by yourself?
I have been to a movie by myself.
I've been to a few movies by myself.
It's one of the biggest regrets I have before marriage and child
is not going
to more movies by myself.
Fair point.
Like, I had a great time. I think I went and saw Sicario was the one I saw.
That's a great movie theater movie.
Dude, I'm sitting in there. The movie theater wasn't full. There's nobody in my aisle. It was like in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Pounding popcorn, nobody bothering you. It was a wonderful experience.
I don't think sports and movies are the same thing here by yourself.
Why is that?
I don't know. There's something seems to be kind of... God, I
understand why it feels
text
weird.
Like, actually, I'm going by myself. And they're going to be offended by this. It just...
Do you love yourself, Brandon?
I do love myself.
Do you like being with yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love...
You sound like great company for a Blazer game. You don't like spending time with yourself?
There is
You can have an internal monologue the entire game going back and forth.
It feels sad.
I'll text you from section 122.
To be on the max or park alone and walk into the arena. One ticket... and just walk in. It's not that there won't be people tonight that won't be doing that.
I guarantee you, you'll bump into somebody you know. Meringue's going to be, bumbling down the corridors. He'll come give you a high five.
I'm actively avoiding Meringue. I don't want to see Meringue.
Gunderson and Hyken will come say what up to you. You got Casey over there.
And then what? Well, I'm going to go to my one seat.
Yeah. I'm going to go sit in my fan section. I'm going to cheer on my team tonight.
I almost want to start a group chat with all of them in the media section. Like, do you guys find this depressing?
That I might go by myself?
One person going by themselves.
I think it's not that bad.
Where are you at on this, Brandon? Would you go to a game by yourself, buy a ticket to a sporting event, and just go completely alone? You know where I would do this? This is going to sound weird and a little like I'm contradicting myself. I would go to a sporting event alone if I was in another city.
Yes.
Interesting. So if you're like on vacation somewhere,
Like if
or
I
you're
was
out
down
of
in
town,
Santa Clara for a
Right.
Niner game and
you
someone's
would have
like,
no problem going to the game by yourself.
oh, dude, I probably love it the most.
Right.
No pressure to talk to anybody.
You
I
can
get
do
to go
whatever you want.
everything I want.
Yes.
Eat the food I want.
This is what I'm saying.
It's not like that at the motor center.
Why is it different?
Because I'm here. I live here. I grew up here. It
Now,
feels sad.
I have gone to, now that I think about it, I have gone to sporting events by myself, but it's a little bit different. But like when I would do Winterhawk TV games and there'd be like a Saturday game and they would have a Friday home game.
Sure.
I would try and go the night before just to like, I don't watch them that often. I need to take some notes. Who's playing well?
Yes.
Like, and I would go, I would love doing it though, because you go in and you could sit, like the place was usually not fully sold out. So I would just go sit a little higher up and you basically have an entire section to yourself. Put your feet on top of the seat in front of you. Now, that's certainly not the case tonight, but I found it delightful. Nobody's bothering you. You just sit there, watch some hockey for a couple hours and leave whenever you want.
I love our friends
Now, that's
over
different.
there.
It's
That
different
feels
because
drastically
yes.
different.
And it was also a
Winterhawk
work
game.
purpose, right? Like I'm not doing
Sure.
that just to go as a fan on a random Tuesday night. It was because I was working the next night. But I will tell you, the experience of doing it was very delightful.
So I've had it one time, but I was actually a teenager. So my mom one spring break was like, we couldn't fly anywhere. We were too poor. So she's like, what if we just drive to Seattle for a 2-night thing? And I'm like, okay.
All right.
Like I was down to go anywhere.
Let's do it.
So we go to Seattle, and she tells me and my little brother, you each get $20 to spend for our trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, awesome. Like $20 at that time was you get something okay, you know.
Good amount of money.
I didn't know what I want to spend, but night one we were walking around the Space Needle, and because we weren't staying very far from there.
Right.
Coincidentally, Seattle Supersonics were playing the Utah Jazz.
Ooh, Sonics and Jazz.
And we were right next to Key Arena. And there was a scalp what am I trying to say? Ticket scalper.
Yes.
Scalper?
Yes, I
Sure.
think, yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yes, you are.
Feels wrong to say it.
I don't
know
think
why.
I don't know if that's one that's been canceled or not, but that's the phrase. That
Whatever.
Yes.
There's a
I think
ticket
you're
guy.
fine. Yes.
He's walking around. Tickets.
Tickets.
You got tickets?
I got tickets. They're in my jacket.
And I just happen to go, how much? How much for one? And he goes, $20. I was like, oh.
Who just happen to have $20 in their pocket.
So I turn to my mom. I go, yo, can I get that $20? Hands me the $20. I go, can I go to this game? And she goes, well, by yourself? And I said, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never been to a Sonics game.
I want to go. Yeah, it's an NBA game. Let's go.
Utah and Seattle was still a little bit of a rivalry. Like
Is this
it was
like
fun.
late 90s? What are we talking?
Yeah, this was like 2001.
Okay, so you
Karl
still,
Malone and John Stockton and Gary Payton,
Dude.
they're all still on the team.
it's a great game to go to.
She gives me the $20. I give it to the ticket guy. I grab the ticket, and she goes, all right, well, I guess I'll just meet you around here in like 2.5 hours. Like, yeah, I think that's right. Walked in, sat in the not the super high up, but like a decently 200 section of Key Arena, and I watched the whole game by myself.
Did you have a good time?
Had a great time.
You did, didn't you?
But it's not the same.
Why
I
is
was
it
in
not
a-
the same?
I was in a different city.
Look, I get why it feels taboo because people are like, are you the kind of person, I know you don't drink anymore, but if you did, like, could you go out, like, after a long week at work and sit at a bar?
Yes.
Like, by
I've
yourself?
done it.
And have no problem with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So drinking alone's fine.
Yep.
Going to a bar alone's fine. Movie theater's fine.
Yes.
Can you go out to dinner by yourself?
I mean, who hasn't done that?
Everybody has.
I've done it several times.
Do
In
you
fact,
feel weird doing it when you
sometimes
sit?
they're my favorite dinners.
That's what I'm saying. A little peace and quiet.
I don't think this is the same. I
So
think it's a
just
separate standalone.
Sporting events are just different for you in your mind. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't find a difference there?
I don't. Like, I wouldn't do it because I'm not trying to drop $700 to go to a Blazer playoff game.
Let's just assume money is not a problem here.
I'm still probably not doing it because it's, you know me, like sporting events, 7:30 tip, like it's gonna end
12:30 Sunday.
12:30 Sunday, I would.
Blazers are up 2-1.
And I got nothing going on.
And the money doesn't matter. You are fortunate enough to say, I can spend $300
I'd have no
today and it
issue
doesn't
doing
break my bank.
I'd have no issue doing it.
You'd go.
Yeah. I'd actually find it nice and not have to talk to somebody the entire game. You just sit there, watch the game.
High five when you want to high five and ignore when you want to ignore.
Like I'm just sitting here and enjoying whatever I want to do. When I want to leave too, if it's a blowout game and I want to leave at the end of the third quarter, like I'm leaving at the end of the third quarter. It's a blowout game.
I don't want that to be our neighborhood restaurant group poll question
doesn't have to
of the
be
day,
today.
but we should put a poll question up on that.
Is going to sporting events by yourself weird? Is weird the right word?
Is there a way to rephrase that where it's specifically your home city? Because, again, I am super comfortable. If I went to San Francisco and I was there by myself,
I see your point
I would go
about
to
it.
a Giants
Yeah.
Diamondbacks game and not care.
I see your point about it being a vacation is different than hometown. That point I agree with.
Because I'm almost
it's-
wondering, like, how do I not have a friend?
Right.
I have
to
friends
to go to the game.
But I'd be wondering as I walk up, how do I not have a friend to go into this arena with?
And the conundrum is that you got to find 2 tickets together and then have the friend buy the seat next to you, so you're only on the hook for 1 ticket. Because if you're taking the wife and the kids, you're buying everybody's tickets.
One of our listeners tweeted us last year. I went up with a buddy and his son, but I had to sit somewhere else, but wanted to go with them, so I bought a ticket in the club level alone. And had a delightful time. I flirted with a bartender. Blazers won.
So I'm talking
Well,
about.
I'm not going to flirt with the bar down
I mean, you don't have to flirt with a bar. You can.
The fact that he mentioned it tells me that was sneakily the best part of his experience.
I mean, I'm out here doing whatever I want to do. There's nobody.
Come on.
I got nobody watching
What
me
are we
now.
talking about here?
I can operate freely.
He didn't mention how many points Dame scored, or not Dame, but Scoot or Shaden or Denny. I flirted with the bartender. That means you were having a good run there.
He's having a good time.
You got a phone number, and you probably threw it away, but you got a phone number, and you're like, all right, I still
probably
got it.
walked out of the arena feeling a little confident.
Yes.
You could get that confidence back tonight, Sprague.
No, I'm not going to flirt with a woman.
I can't come up with a better word than weird, so I'm just gonna put weird.
Unusual?
I think weird is the way to go.
Okay, do weird.
Because the reason you're not wanting to do it is it feels weird.
And
it's
makes
okay.
me feel
You're not
weird.
calling people weird who do it.
I'm weird myself.
You're just saying it feels weird.
It feels weird. Feels off.
Is going to a Blazer game by yourself weird?
Yeah. Put that as a poll
I'll put
question.
that poll question up.
All right, we got a lot more to get into. I went way over. It was not a Diet Johnson, turns out. So that's probably what Friday's show is going to be.
Got a lot of fat Johnsons here today so far.
A lot of fat Johnsons.
We need a skinny Johnson at some point.
You come back and everything changes, man.
That is true.
All right, let's move on, and we'll do it next. But first, Brandon with the sports update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Blazers back in town for a huge Game 3 tonight in their first-round playoff series against the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama listed as questionable as he continues through concussion protocol. Tip-off in the Moda Center at 7:30 on Prime Video. Portland is a 2.5-point underdog. The Raiders officially selected Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza with the number 1 pick to kick off the first round of the NFL draft last night. Biggest surprise was the Rams at 13 taking Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq is a New York Jet, selected 16th overall. The Bears with pick 25 took Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman. And the Seahawks closed the night by picking Notre Dame running back Jadarian Price at number 32. The draft continues tonight with rounds 2 and 3. Coverage starts at 3 on 9:10 a.m. ESPN Portland. More sports and scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday.
Let's actually get on the clock here. Swag will be screaming at us right now.
Go.
Put up a poll question. Is going to a Blazer game by yourself weird? Yes or no? So far, no. 100% of the vote. Ginger Fit Dad says no. Stop caring about what other people think anyways. To me, it's not about caring about what people think. If I wanted to go, I would just go. I just was telling you, for me, I wouldn't do that.
Just feel weird. We got somebody who texts in saying they go to concerts by themselves all the time, and at first it was weird, and now they've grown to love the experience, and it becomes a delightful time.
What I'm saying makes no sense because I'm also separating concerts out of this. I go to a concert by myself.
It's interesting, the cutoff line for everybody.
I don't know what it is.
We're just trying to dissect you a little bit. That's all we're doing here.
I'm totally cool with that. Let's cut me open. Let's find out who I am, what I'm all about,
What's
dude.
going on the insides over there?
Hey, there's no kink shaming on this show.
You do you, boo.
The idea, though, of having a fellow traveler, fan,
I get your point.
Friend, family member,
Somebody to share the experience with.
The high five with a random at a sporting event, it hits.
But it's not the same as a buddy.
It's not quite the same.
Yeah.
It's great community feel when we're all like turning around and we're high five. Hey, I don't know what you believe, what you think, how you feel, but right now in this moment,
right.
We're all touching hands,
it's like
man.
your peace be with you moment in church. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Peace be with you, buddy.
Peace be with you, brother.
I don't know who you are, but peace be with you.
I don't know what your name is. Peace be with you. Yeah, there is something about that.
I see the point. It's a much better experience, I would argue, shared with somebody who you know is like-minded to you and rooting for the same team. We also just haven't had this opportunity in a while.
It's been a minute.
I was thinking to myself when I said
2019.
Yes to go, and I was like, I think the last time I went to a Blazer game was Game 4 of the conference finals.
Oh, really?
I have not been to a game since because then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then then Teddy came along. It's like I have not been to a Blazer game since in the arena since
that was
Game
in
4.
2019.
That was a long time ago, dude.
Teddy ain't that old. You've had a couple seasons you could have gone.
Look, you know me. I'm not the biggest live sporting event guy.
I know.
Free tickets 100 level. I'm not going to say no to that.
Sure.
But that's it's not really my jam anymore.
No doubt about it. We'll get into the Blazers coming up here at the top of the hour. We'll talk the NFL draft. There's a lot of takeaways from the NFL draft. I watched the whole first round. I watched
the entire thing.
I love making fun of it. I love seeing Bill Burr's yearly joke of like grown men.
This is what you get for watching the draft.
And I'll fully acknowledge all that joke he says is true.
Mm-hmm.
I've also become like kind of obsessed with watching the draft.
I won't watch a second of it from here on out now. I just do the first round and that's it. I watched every second of the draft last night. I had it on the phone when we went for a walk. Like I was outside. I had carrying it with me everywhere we go. Which, by the way, kudos to the NBA for having your games on Amazon Prime, so I have to switch between streaming platforms in order to watch the games.
That's been a problem.
I was able to quad box the hockey games in with the NFL draft so I could keep an eye on those. But no, we got to put Knicks versus Hawks on Amazon Prime, so I can't watch anything else. Thanks for that, Adam Silver. I watched every second. Once the first round's done, though, I'm done. Then it's like I'll check at the end of the day who went where did this guy get picked. I'm not going to watch any of rounds 2 through 7.
How about Dundon's Hurricanes 3-0?
Up 3-0.
Ottawa.
Cost me money last night. I gambled on Ottawa. I thought they were going to win. Did
you
see what they did? They had a viral fan who did a song, one of those like cringy I think we played it last year.
Uh-huh.
They jokingly sent him to Japan and had him film a social media video of
doing that song in Japan?
No, not singing the song, saying that the team sent me as far away from the arena as possible so I couldn't be a bad luck charm. It was actually a hilarious bit. He went along with it. He recorded a video.
And he got a free trip out of Japan?
They sent him to Japan.
Dundon paid for a random...
No, Ottawa, not Carolina. Ottawa, because the game was in Ottawa last night.
This is not Tom Dundon.
It was sense.
Yes, Tom Dundon's not doing that, all right? They don't even have janitors in their arena, all right? The players clean up their own pee and poo.
That's Tommy Two Quarters sending you to Japan.
They sent him over to Japan. He went along with the bit, and then they still ended up losing. Yeah. So maybe he's off the hook. He's not the bad luck charm anymore.
Let's get to this. What is going on with the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic?
Ugh.
I mean,
you got punked, then you didn't show up,
dude.
They call that your manhood after game 2.
Gobert has kind of outplayed him.
And you turtled and didn't show up.
It's very odd. And then how about our old guy CJ McCollum?
Old CJ.
Playoff CJ.
He is back.
Yeah, just ruining the Knicks' lives.
I am no villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids and a wife.
I love the takeaway from Blazer fans, just memory holding one of the worst moments of his entire career. Like, CJ's always been this.
He gave us some really good moments.
I'm not saying he didn't.
One game.
I've seen a lot of those of you guys acting like you're surprised. This is who CJ's always been. Dude, come on, man.
Unfortunately, one of our last memories of him is the step out of bounds.
There's
no doubt about that.
He had good moments, but let's not act like he was always dominant in the postseason.
Well, what's going on with Jokic and CJ breaking the Knicks' heart? We'll get to that coming up next on 105.1 The Fan. All right, welcome back in. We've got the T-Wolves howling up 2-1. That game really was over at halftime. They came out the gate, 11 points, a season low for the Denver Nuggets in a quarter. And so they were out from the start down 14, and they never really – I mean, I think they cut it to like 13 or 15 in the second half, but largely it was the Timberwolves dominating things. And Ayo DeSomo turns out to be one of the best trade things that's happened for Minnesota.
I remember on trade day being like, never heard of this guy. Who the hell is he? And then watching last night and seeing the box score, and I'm like, oh, okay, that came in useful.
And Edwards hasn't even, like, he's been good, but he's not been stellar.
No.
And Rudy Gobert's playing really well, and Denver was without Aaron Gordon yesterday, surprisingly, to a calf injury.
When did that happen? Did that happen in the last game? I did not know that he was not expected to play.
I wasn't aware of that either.
Okay.
I found out right before the game started he wasn't going to play, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And now Denver's down 2-1. And look, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, they've been in tough series before. They were down 3-1 famously in a series in the bubble and came back and won the series.
Yes, they did.
Jokic he's not playing well. His defense is hot garbage. He cannot shoot the three. And, people are speculating how healthy he is off of the knee injury and all that stuff. But it's funny how some athletes, it's like, well, he's got to be injured if he's not playing well. And other athletes, well, he's mentally soft if he's not playing well.
Sure.
This is debatably the worst series of his career. And Denver right now is in a weird spot where Minnesota's got a lot of confidence. Jaden McDaniels is balling out right now. They called this team out by name.
Yeah.
And still took it to them yesterday.
That's why I think it was so embarrassing for Denver, and why I think a Nugget fan say it was one of the most embarrassing or worst losses of the Jokic era. It's because of that. And by the way, like, to shout guys out who played well, if you're going to run your mouth like that after winning one game in a series, a la McDaniel saying they suck on defense, we're attacking all of them, you better come out and play a good game 3. You cannot do that and then just disappear and fade to the background and act like you didn't say it. He came out and was really good last night, one of the best players on the floor. I think he was their lead, was he not? Or I guess not the leading scorer, but second leading scorer and leading scorer in the starting lineup. The Jokic thing is tough because he's not when he's not good defensively, which he's never been an elite defender, but he seems like a little bit more of a sieve on that end of the floor right now. Mm-hmm. And then you add that to the layer of he's just not making threes. Like, that's one of the things that makes him arguably the best player on the planet. I don't know. I'll pull up what his percentage is in the series. I know he was really bad in game 2. He was 2 of 10 from 3 last night. He is shooting for the series 20% from 3. 2 of 7, 1 of 7, 2 of 10.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, when you're taking that much volume, I mean, to be, 5 of 24 so far at this point in the series, that's horrendous. And so if that doesn't change, he's just going to need help from some others. And this is where I do want to be fair, because on the one hand, you got Anthony Edwards, who hasn't done a ton, but he's up 2-1 in the series because his others are helping him out, and they're playing really good basketball right now. You mentioned a couple of the guys. Jamal Murray has just been pretty awful in this series. He was awful in game 2. Last night, he had 16 points on 17 shots. He was 0 of 5 from 3. Like, you look at the rest of their starting lineup, dude. Cam Johnson had 6 points in 24 minutes. Mm-hmm. Spencer Jones, who they had to put in 6 points in 28 minutes. And Christian Braun, 2 points in 24 minutes. 0 of 4, didn't make a field goal. So you're not getting any help from anybody else in the starting lineup. All of it comes to you. He's having to shoot more threes than he probably feels comfortable doing. And he's not making a lot of them right now. And so they need Gordon back. I think both of these teams reek of teams that will have these peaks and valleys, especially throughout the course of a series. We've already seen it, even in the middle of a game. So I don't think Denver's done yet. But that was almost an emasculating loss. Like, somebody calls out your competitive fire and your lack of desire on the defensive end, and you just get punked in the first quarter.
And they look more fired up as if you called them out.
You just roll over and die.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bigger concern I would have on Denver's side. I think Jokic will have a good game. He'll get going. You hope Gordon will be back. But that was an alarming loss for that reason to me last night.
How about our guy CJ in Atlanta? Well, that game was good. They were up 18, but New York they came back.
Talk about runs. I mean, that's been that story of that series so far.
Atlanta's an interesting spot. Like, when the team is not the easiest sweep team and they're in the playoffs, the building's buzzing, but because of the market with the basketball, it's like 40% the other fan base as well.
Yeah, a lot of Knick fans down there.
It becomes like almost like a title fight in a weird way of like, the crowd is split of who they're rooting for. Yeah. That's an Atlanta home playoff game. It's like, hey, we've sold it out. Half the people here, though, are rooting for the road team. They have LeBron jerseys on or Knicks jerseys on.
Boston
jerseys. Yeah, but then the Atlanta crowd gets even more going because, well, they're Atlanta fans, right? But CJ McCollum, man, he continues to be the story of the series. Mikal Bridges.
What are we doing, dude?
Yikes.
What are we doing?
5. You want to call it a Magic and Bane. You're fair to do that.
Yes, the Mikal Bridges trade is the
picks.
same.
He was 0 for 4?
3. Didn't make a shot. 0 points.
21 minutes?
21 minutes,
He was
0
benched
points.
in the fourth quarter for McBride?
Yep. And McBride was he was at least making shots, knocking down some threes.
I've said this. OG was really good in this game. I thought Cat defensively was good. I think it's a really hard thing to play with Brunson at times on offense because he's so dribble heavy.
Yeah.
And it's just like you see in the last couple possessions, they have to be bailed out by somebody on a miss because he's not like the biggest setup guy.
No.
And that last possession, just in a nutshell,
that,
it's like he's dribbling. Now he's going baseline. Oh, he's fading out. Oh, he's going to kick it out to Hart. Hart's not quite there. Ball rolls out. Hawks win.
How do you just not even getting a shot off? And there was 7 seconds, I think.
Oh,
when
it was a decent amount of time. Yeah.
And they called their timeout, so you're inbound on the ball on your side of the court. Like there's no excuse to not at least get a look off.
Not great.
That was a horrendous final possession. Also, by the way, shout out to Jonathan Kuminga, who was a really weird story and it wouldn't go away. And is he going to get traded?
He's been really good.
He's been really good, dude. And he was awesome for them last night. And so a guy who was gambling on himself, get me out of here, give me an opportunity, a place to let me play.
Yeah.
Atlanta's done that. He's been really good. It goes back to almost a larger question about New York I think it was Becky Hammond who said this on ESPN a year or two ago, and we lived through it in the last era of our organization. Like, can you win at the highest level when your best player on your team is an undersized point guard who's not good defensively?
I think you can if you have the right pieces. The problem is they gave all of their pieces for a guy that they can't play in the fourth quarter.
21 points or 21 minutes and 0 points.
Like Towns, good defensively.
Yeah.
OG, stellar.
Yeah. OG had a great game last night.
We know Brunson can ball out. I think if you have other stuff around it that makes sense, yeah. I think you can. I don't know if it's like, is he leading it versus is everybody kind of going together? But yeah, I think to answer the question, I think you can, yeah.
It'd be really funny if they fire their coach after getting to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and then get bounced in the first round the next year. But yeah, I'm sure it was Thibodeau's fault.
Yeah.
He was the problem here,
He's
all right?
definitely the issue
Nobody else is an issue.
So Atlanta and Minnesota. Hey, by the way, what did we say yesterday on the show, Brandon?
That was the parlay.
Home
Did you hit the parlay? Home dogs?
Just home in general. I said T-Wolves and Hawks, but Raptors came through too. So
they did,
it was all home teams.
It was all home underdogs.
I need one more from Toronto before I pay attention to that series.
I didn't watch a second of it.
Yeah,
I had nothing on it.
Yeah, I did not turn that game on.
Toronto's not real, and if Toronto beats Cleveland, Cleveland was never real.
Yeah,
so, you know, if it goes 7, Cleveland's probably not real.
NFL draft, Raptors, Cavs, not a tough call there.
Loaded second hour, Blazers hosting their first real home playoff game since 2021. Let's dive into it. Game 3. We'll talk about it hour 2 on The Fan. right, welcome back in. Hour number 2, during Sprague here. Good morning. Happy Fast Break Friday, everybody. Durden Sprague with you. Hope your commute's going well. Hope your day's off to an okay start. Haven't stubbed a toe in the dark.
Here we go, man. Here we go.
That stuff can happen.
It can ruin a morning.
It can happen to us more likely than you because, like, even driving in today, I started seeing the sun rising.
It happened today.
It's getting a little bright at like 5:30ish.
We're almost there.
We are almost there.
To feel like not nocturnal human beings. We feel like normal people.
We have a lot to get to in the second hour of the radio program. We will dive into the NFL draft. That was quite interesting. For a draft that didn't have a lot of buzz.
And Ty Simpson goes 13th overall. And
I don't think the coach wanted him.
I don't think he knew.
And I don't think the team wanted him. And I think something weird's happening. But we'll talk about that. The Seahawks made their pick. They didn't trade out of 32.
They did. I saw a funny thing from a Niner fan who was like, I just sat around for 3 hours and they traded out. I was waiting all night for him to make a pick.
Don't get me started.
All right, we're on the clock, guys. Oh,
I
wait,
love
what?
as a fan, two things exist. I love when people have to text each other or tell each other, good business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
The other side of that, I've been waiting for 2.5 hours.
It started
and
at
now
5.
they're not going to pick at all?
I've been waiting all night.
Wait, we're going back to 27? Wait, now we're going to 30? Now we're out?
Now I gotta watch the start of the draft at night just to see who they're gonna take.
What's going on?
This is ridiculous, man.
So we'll get into the NFL draft today. Bill Orum, Willie O, as you may know him in the streets, he's going to join us coming up at 8:30 today.
Is he telling me that Damian Lillard's going to play tonight? Is that what he's telling me right now? Dame Dalla.
I thought it was pretty clear from all of the practice stuff that he's not playing, and then Bill wrote that column, and I'm like...
Tiago said we'll see. TBD. Up in the air.
Does anybody else feel like Brandon was right yesterday and that this is a giant distraction from the owner being cheap?
This is a smoke screen.
Is
to
there
get
anybody?
him out there. Hey, we'll see you eat your crow tonight when Dame Dalla takes the floor off the bench and knocks down a couple of threes in crunch time.
I've had a lot of people.
Lateral!
I've actually had people a lot of people reach out. Hey, is he playing? Hey, is this really happening? Hey, man. Like I don't know. I don't think he is. Anyway, his own guy says he's not.
Until he does.
Okay, all right.
Until he takes the floor tonight.
I want to start the second hour off. So we have a home playoff game tonight.
Yes, we do.
Game 3. Wemby has traveled with the Spurs. He is questionable, by the way.
He's listening to the show right now. Good morning, Wemby.
Wemby listens to Road Sports Radio.
He's a big P1.
He's he's quite literally the biggest P1.
Rolling over in his hotel, turning the show on. Good morning, Wemby.
Good morning, Victor. Wish you were a Blazer, not a Spur, but I'm glad you've made the trip.
I hope you don't get an elbow to the temple tonight.
Hope you enjoy our fair city. I don't think he's going to play. I know they're listening to me is questionable. He's on the trip. I don't think he plays. Now, that's just an opinion. That is not a reported fact. If that happens during the show, we'll pass that note along. It's a big moment for the Blazers. They could potentially go up 2-1 in a 2-7 matchup in a series where they were like plus 1,000 over as an underdog.
Yep.
They might have a chance to go up 2-1 tonight. And I was reading through a bunch of people. You mentioned Bill's column about Dame. Is he returning? Well, I was also reading our good friend Sean Hyken's piece because he wrote one about Dundon. And I have told multiple people this now. Dundon and Cheap, and there is unfortunately a topic I want to bring up about him. It's reaching Giannis level for me. It's like, hey, did you hear the latest Cheap thing?
Right.
He's cheap. I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
Mannix, who I tried to get on this week and schedule-wise didn't work, may be on next week. He's teasing on his pod next week.
He's got more details.
He's got more juicy cheapness from old Tommy Two Nickels.
Sure.
But as much as it is a conversation for people, I've told others that it's becoming Giannis. It's just the same story. It's like, let me guess, he's super cheap.
Right.
Let me guess, he cut paper towels. Now you do air dry. Just shake your hands until they're dry. That saves a lot of money every year. Right?
I'll report back tonight on what has been cut out of the Moda Center as I'm walking around the arena.
But I read this blurb from Hyken, who kind of wrote a piece about how the vibes are great on the team and how weird it is off the court. And I want to read this to you, and it's making me think.
Okay.
Which I think good pieces do.
Yeah.
Sean writes, on the court, this is the deepest, most exciting, and most fun group the Blazers have had since Dame West, Nick, LaMarcus, Rolo. And what's interesting is he went back to a time of a team that failed out in the second round, and after that era, we had a team get to the West Finals.
Yeah.
So where are you? Because I actually think that team, I think he's right. I think I enjoyed that team more than I enjoyed the West Finals team.
Yeah.
But is this 7-seeded Blazer team matching that? Or is it even past the 2019 Blazers?
No. I mean, look, the main reason they made the conference finals that year, we all know, is because they won the last game of the regular season and they avoided Golden State in the second round, right? If you play Golden State in the second round, you're getting swept, and that doesn't change.
Also, Paul George had no shoulders.
No, right? And so, like, there's a big part of it. I also think that's there's a part of me that's trying to balance this in the current moment.
It's very interesting to think about.
There's a lot of excitement, and I certainly understand it. The arena's going to be rocking tonight. We've been starved for something like this.
Absolutely.
I also think it's important to acknowledge that if Wemby doesn't crack his chin on the court in Game 2, I think you're down 0-2. And a lot of these conversations are different, and the series is probably going the way we all thought it would go, where you're feisty, you're not rolling over and dying, you're not losing every game by 20, you're going to be competitive, you go on some runs inside the games, but the series with a healthy Wemby is what? Probably over in 5 games? Like, you had a phenomenal start in San Antonio, couldn't hit the broadside of the barn in the first 6-7 minutes of the first quarter of Game 2, and you still trailed at the end of the first quarter with Wemby not really doing anything. You were still down at the end of the first quarter of Game 2. So I've just have seen a lot of this, like, here comes Portland. I saw somebody do a thing of, this was one of the most impressive coaching jobs I've ever seen for Tiago Splitter, and I'm like, I understand we got to be in the moment. I understand you have to have these grandiose takes. I get it. If they lose in 5 because Wemby is healthy, is it still one of the most impressive coaching jobs that you've ever seen? So I'm trying to balance both of those takes. But
I think because of the FBI part at the beginning, that's why people say it largely.
Yeah, I get it. I get
also
it.
Also very injured all year.
It also didn't happen a week before the playoffs started, right? Like that was pretty early on. They got over it relatively quickly. They were injured. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody who's going to rush to these platitudes of this is the most exciting team we've seen in 12 years or whenever that Dame play. I can't remember exactly.
The 2010s.
It was the 2010s. I know it's been a minute since that team. That's a little disrespectful to the 2019 team to me. Not that I thought that team would go to a conference finals.
But they made a conference finals.
Finals. You had guys like Rodney Hood, who was a good scorer coming off for the bench. Who could forget Ennis Freedom, who filled in admirably for Yusuf Nurkic.
Now, I was going to say, wasn't Nurkic not on that team that year because he got hurt, right?
Nurkic got hurt in the regular season.
That's right. We had Ennis Freedom.
We brought him in, I believe, originally as the backup. I think we brought him in, and then Nurkic ended up getting hurt, if I remember correctly.
He was still Cantor at that point.
He was still Cantor at that point.
Yeah.
Yes, and now he's since Freedom. But no, I don't quite agree with that. And I don't want that to – I'm sure that'll be viewed negatively by some. I'm not trying to take away from this team.
I think it's totally fair to say 2019.
I'm psyched for the game tonight, but I'm also trying to call a spade here.
That 2019 team won 53?
They won 53 games.
Yeah, I mean,
they were the 3 seed, if I remember correctly.
I want to say you're right on that.
3 seed in the playoffs, if I'm right.
Yeah. No, wait. Let's think about this. Because remember, Ant won that game at the end to avoid.
I thought it put them into the 3 seed so they would play Denver because Golden
was
State
6. You're right. Yeah,
Golden State was the 1 seed, and you didn't want to be the 4 seed.
I think you're right. Yes.
So you didn't have to play them in the second round of the playoffs.
Correct. So look, we're splitting hairs. It was just a part of a story that I read. I was like, Because I wasn't the biggest fan of that era getting to the West. Like, the West Finals run was fun.
Right.
But that team, to me, always felt like they should have made a trade.
Yes.
To take it up a notch, and they didn't. And so I was always, like, kind of weirdly rooting while also annoyed.
Yes. That's a perfect way to encapsulate it.
But they accomplished, that other group didn't even get to a West Finals.
No.
So
it got bounced relatively quickly in the second round.
All the hyperbolic statements about Tiago or what this group is or is not. Like, dude, tonight is just like, God, I know I'm going to sound like a homer, but I am the second biggest homer on the station, as you know.
Yes, you are.
I'm just, like, excited to be at my house, turning a game on and seeing our court and seeing the crowd.
What if we wear the carpet jerseys tonight?
That can't be allowed. I guess the Spurs did wear the Fiestas in game 1.
They did.
I will be utterly disappointed if not one human being gets in that locker room and says, guys, not now.
No, not
you
the
want to
night.
do it in February?
Not the night, guys.
You want to do it in late November?
Not the white.
You want to do it on the road at New Orleans? You do it. We are not doing this in Game 3. Our owner's cheap.
Over my dead body.
We are having a hard enough time battling that PR.
Don't you know we have 200 free red shirts in the crowd tonight? Okay, we got to wear our reds to match our 200 free red shirts. The jersey's got to match the free shirts, don't you know? That's the whole point of the bit.
Yeah, not tonight. I'm just excited to go home tonight and have,
man. I'm with you.
dude, we got a playoff game. I don't know if we're going to win. San Antonio's really good. You easily could say the other way. Like, they choked away a game. We hit some shots. Scoot is awesome. Is Scoot going to be that stellar from the field again? Man, if he is, look out.
Holy hell.
I still think Jeremy's going to have a game in this series and not continue to hit the side of the backboard when he shoots from straight away.
Right. Drew will have a game where he makes a couple shots.
You know, is Denny banged up, or is Denny going to go back to being ultimate Denny? Like,
well, if Wemby's not in the game tonight, you know he's going to come out and be aggressive right out of the gate and get downhill.
They all are. I think they're all going to really attack. So, like, there is a lot of things to be optimistic about, and just as much you can point to the other side and say, well, San Antonio's still pretty damn good team. I just can't wait to sit down and see it and watch it and get away from Tom Dundon's cheap and carpet jerseys. I want to see a playoff game
just
at home and try to guess, like, how truly loud I think that building is based on how loud it just is on my screen.
It's almost a perfect summation of the NBA at large, where it feels like a lot of the conversation is about nonsensical stuff off of the floor.
Yes, and you know my
instead
stance
of
on the
just
trade
focusing
stuff.
on the actual basketball and like, we get a game tonight. And that was the beauty of game 2. It was a really fun game to watch. Wemby going down certainly changed the outcome and changed the feeling of the game and maybe the series. We'll see how long he's end up missing and if he plays tonight. But it was nice just to have a moment to like focus on, dude, that was a great game. Scoot played great. We're talking actual basketball, not tanking and, you know, is this guy going to get traded and all the off-court stuff. And right now for us, it's the owner is cheap. And I'm not going to let that distract from the game tonight because I'm genuinely excited. I think that's where, like, to a certain point, I understand where Heikken's coming from. And, look, there's not a lot to pick from because the team's been pretty bad and the organization's been in the bottom of the barrel for the last handful of years trying to tank and get their, you know, next franchise player. Mm-hmm. It's been a minute, dude. I think on that point, and this is what we talked about going into the playoffs, where we certainly had debates about, is it better to have a percentage chance at the number 1 pick? Is it better to have a chance to go to the playoffs? And, you know, everybody had their side of that argument at the time. The one thing I will acknowledge, like, just having that feeling back in the city and having that vibe and that energy and people are all watching and paying attention. Like, I'm out shooting hoops with neighborhood kids and everybody's like, did you watch a Blazer game last night? And I'm just thinking to myself, these kids have never seen this. They're like 8 years old, 9 years old. They've never seen a Blazer playoff game that they
never
remember.
cared before.
No, because the team's been terrible their entire lives as they've grown up watching sports. And so from that point, it is very cool to see what they're doing, and I'm sure the arena will be absolutely rocking tonight, even though there will not be free T-shirts in the building.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the matchup. If there is no Wemby, and what our thoughts are going in, like, is the expectation reached in this city? A lot of people expected a minimum a split at home, or are we still like fearful San Antonio wins both games, or are you super cocky confident that we could be up 3-1 going back to San Antonio? Maybe we make that our poll question of the day. What are we talking about Monday? Blazers up 3-1, tie series at 2, or Spurs up 3-1?
That would be a kick in the nuts.
Doing a Monday show down 3-1 would be like, well, those were fun. Remember those? The heartbreak of seeing that?
Especially if Wemby doesn't play.
Right.
If Wemby doesn't play and you're down 3-1, that's a kick in the nuts.
Well, let's talk about it on the other side. Dirt and Sprague, Hour 2 rolls on 105.1 The Fan. Welcome back in. Fan text line's 503-864-6326. What do you think happens tonight and Sunday? It's kind of a weird show where we have to talk about the weekend matchup as we get ready to come back Monday. Before we dive back into that, I want to remind you can join us on June 23rd as Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic out at Langdon Farms Golf Club. Foursomes are on sale now between the morning and afternoon rounds. You can go to 1051thefan.com, click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for more info. If you want to sign up for that, we'll be hanging out at the infamous Angels Envy Par 3, the Bourbon Par 3 on the 6th hole. Heckling and admiring your shots. Matt's Barbecue will be on hand to cater. Again, 1051thefan.com on the Fan Golf Classic logo is where you can sign up your foursome. Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota is also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Dobel Tequila, your neighborhood restaurant group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Illegal Mezcal, Window Nation. So, Game 3. I don't think Wemby's going to play, even though he's listed as questionable.
It just would not compute with who he is as a like how seriously he takes his health. Like every story you hear about him, he goes to bed at 9:00 at night. He does everything right to take care of his body. This would be incredibly fast to turn around and play after a concussion.
Yeah, and I think the organization too. Like the organization has no history of like. I mean, maybe that you could say they do with the Kawhi stuff, but I think we know Kawhi's kind of a different duck.
Yeah, that was a little bit more on Kawhi, I would argue, than it was on the Spurs.
The Spurs don't have a reputation of putting guys in bad spots. So
I think the idea to travel him is maybe he's available for Game 4. You got to have him here just in case he gets cleared and all that, although flying with a concussion isn't great. He's back at practice. I mean, he's going through shoot-around and all that kind of stuff, but I'm with you. I would be shocked if he played tonight.
We didn't know the severity of it until, later, but I just in my mind was like, I don't think he's playing Game 3, but Game 4, definitely.
Yes.
Some people might have the thought that him even traveling means the Spurs are shaking in their boots now.
Ooh, they're nervous.
About the Blazers. But I am curious what you think how Game 3 would go with no Wemby from start to finish versus
it's difficult, right?
Mid-second quarter on.
Yeah, it's difficult because on the one hand, it makes things a lot easier for Portland. And we saw that in the shot chart after Game 2, and we talked about it. When you look at the number of shots that they had in the paint in the second, third, and fourth quarter, when Wemby got hurt in the second quarter, their offensive game plan changed drastically. You're talking about one of the most impactful interior defenders we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. You're talking about the unanimous defensive player of the year. And so all the offense that he brings is just a bonus for them when he's doing what he's doing on the defensive end. And so Scoot making some shots and getting going from the perimeter certainly helped them in the first quarter of that game before Wemby got hurt, and then they were able to attack more downhill. And so on the one hand, I love the idea of them being able to attack. I think it changes San Antonio's rotations. They're going to have to, at times, play a smaller lineup. Like, Cornette's still a really good rim-defending big, but now you can't have him out there the entire game, so at some point you're going to have to play a smaller lineup, and I think that benefits Portland tremendously. I think it makes the matchup a little bit easier for Donovan Clingan because he's kind of in no man's land when he's out there, and Wemby's on the floor because it's just a tough matchup either way for him. So all of that I love, and then I also acknowledge that they played 4 times this year without Victor Wembanyama, and San Antonio won 3 of the 4. And they were, without Drew catching an airball 3 and putting that layup in, maybe you don't win Game 2. That's how thin the margin was in Game 2 of that series. So Denny could play better. You could get Jeremy with a great night and Drew with a great night. It certainly would not shock me if Portland pulled away and got one of those home cooking nights. Moda Center's rocking. Kamara goes 8 of 10 from 3, and it's just one of those feel-good nights. Here we go, baby. The series is in our control now. But we've also seen them play San Antonio 4 times, and so I'm just acknowledging that nothing is a given, even though Wemby is out of the lineup, which I think he will be tonight. I do, though, believe that if Portland wants to actually win the series, it's a different thing to say we're making it a series or winning the series. If you want to win the series, I think you got to win tonight. Because Wemby is on the horizon, whether it's Game 4 or Game 5.
Yeah.
If you lose tonight and there's no Wemby, maybe he misses Game 4 and they decide to hold him out another game and you win Game 4 and
but
then
even
you go back.
But even if you tie it and Wemby's back, you're not going to feel good about it.
It's a different feeling. I don't love your chances to win the series with Wemby on the floor.
You might already feel not good about it without Wemby. They're a really good team, man.
Yes, they are. So you capitalized on Game 2. You found a way to pull it out. Kamara hit the big threes. You made some big plays late. It was an awesome gutted out win. I think you're going to get San Antonio without Wemby tonight. If you want to win the series, you got to win the game tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know what Scoot's splits are going to be at home. I would hope he continues to play with that same confidence and shooting ability.
The crowd's going to be behind him tonight.
The shade and stuff will just be interesting to monitor tonight versus what it was in Game 2. If I think about them winning tonight, and them having maybe a shot Sunday, Wemby, no Wemby, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look at a vet, and it's JG, as Danny likes to call him, JG.
JG.
Jeremy Grant has got to be a playable asset for them.
I mean, he's done literally nothing in the
He's
series.
been debatably the worst player for them if you talk about
Yeah,
minutes distribution and impact.
Right.
And that's just like crazy because of how experienced he is. I know it's been a while since he's been in the playoffs, but he has a pretty good amount of playoff experience. Him not playing to the level that he's capable, okay, him playing this way, it's jarring. So if I'm thinking about them pulling off the win tonight and Sunday, Jeremy Grant has 17 points at a minimum in both those games.
Yes.
That's how I see it. Donovan can be better offensively. We know this. Tamani can maybe be a little more aggressive in shooting his shot early instead of waiting until late fourth, no doubt. Shaden maybe gets to play more than, 13 minutes, 5 in the entire second half.
I would love to see that.
All of that is right there. Denny is, I don't know if he's going to score 14 points again. If they're going to win, Jeremy Grant has to be, for me, the X factor that emerges and starts to play how we saw for most of the season.
I would also argue, too, back to the conversation about Splitter in the last segment. I'm not trying to take away from what he's done to hold this together with the injuries and the coach getting arrested by the FBI.
No doubt.
I also follow the Blazers, and I've watched almost every game this year. And the idea of keeping, if Jeremy Grant doesn't have it again tonight, sit his ass down.
Well, that's not going to happen.
This is my problem, though. Why not? We have no problem sitting Scoot after a bad stretch, and he turns the ball over a couple of times. Shaden gets beat defensively once, and we sit him down. Jeremy Grant has played 40 minutes in this series. He's made 3 field goals. He has 1 rebound. He's not doing anything to impact the game in any way. He's not an elite defender. He's fine. He's not making any shots.
It's been really bad.
If he's going to play 20 minutes and look like that, I don't need to see that for 20 minutes. If I get a 6-minute stretch in the first half and he goes 0 for 4 and he can't hit the backboard, I'm not playing him anymore.
So the counter would just
City
be
Sissoko. I don't care. Shaden Sharp. Literally anybody else.
They don't want to play Shaden either. They want to play Shaden less than they want to play Jeremy.
Why did we sit down Shaden? Because he made a mistake? Is making a mistake making 3 field goals in 40 minutes?
Yeah, well,
he has 10 points in the series.
It's crazy.
3 of them came at the free throw line.
I know.
He has 7 points via field goal in 40 minutes of the series.
It feels weird.
3 of 14 from the floor. He's unplayable right now. And I'm not saying he will be tonight or Sunday. I'm just saying I get frustrated when there's this
there's
he's
these
a
standards
vet.
for some players.
Well, we hold everybody to a standard. Chauncey did this for years. If you're not good defensively, we're going to sit
Terry
you.
did this too.
And then Anthony Simons would just be an Olay defender the entire game, and we would never sit him down.
I know.
And Scoot Henderson would have one bad stretch and be like, get his ass on the bench. He's a rookie. What? Are you watching Anthony Simons right now? He's the same thing.
So is it that way? Is it the same for you? Is what I would ask. Is Jeremy the X factor for you in the series if they're going to either take the series lead or tie the series or pull away in the series?
To me, he's not the X factor because he's been horrible in both games, and you were somewhat competitive in game 1 and you won game 2 with him being that bad. So I look at other guys. To me, it's Scoot continuing to ride the hot hand. Denny had a quote-unquote down game for him and his standards based on the way he's been playing in game 2.
Flat out he did.
And it's going to happen, right? He's not going to go for 40 every night. Nobody's going to go for 40 every night. And so I think he's good. If Wemby's not in the game, Denny's the guy that I circle getting back to being the X factor if he's going to have a massive night.
No doubt.
Going downhill, getting the and ones. You're going to get the home foul calls. He becomes your X factor again because the guy that was there to thwart his buckets around the rim is now gone and out of the lineup, at least likely for one more game. So Scoot, keep riding the hot hand. The other one that I'll mention, you mentioned him too, is Kamara. Kamara's a streaky 3-point shooter, and it would not shock me in the least to come in Monday. I don't know where the series is at, but to talk about how Kamara found his stroke from 3 in front of the home crowd, and he had one of those games where he goes 6 of 8 and he just can't miss.
Just be really nice if he'd come out the gate to shoot, not pass up on shots in the mid-range, and then for whatever the reason was, maybe it was just his own, dude, snap out of this. Let's just put a shot up. He hit 2 big threes in the fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that in the first quarter. The second, you're not going to shoot a million shots, but from the get, make it be a threat. And I just largely had not felt that until he hit those threes late in the game too. So
his defensive matchup a little bit easier without Wemby in the lineup too. Not that Fox and Castle are easy to corral outside,
but he gets to guard smaller people.
Easier than guarding a 7'4" alien.
Yes.
At stretches of the game, which I'm sure impact you on the offensive end of the floor.
All right, I got one more thing on the Blazers, and then we'll pivot into the NFL draft because, man, there's a lot from the NFL draft I want to talk about yesterday, including how one pick ended up happening. We'll tell you where the Ducks landed.
Yeah,
I kind of did a tease as if it was like 1991 right there. You know
where
the Ducks
did they
landed.
go?
Yeah,
I didn't see the draft. I didn't watch.
I'm going to let you know who drafted the Oregon Ducks.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere now.
Because it wasn't televised last night. And maybe you haven't read the newspaper
Poor
yet.
Kenyon Sadiq, dude.
Dude, same thought.
Poor bastard.
Same
God, of
thought.
all the teams, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Did you hear he thought it was a prank?
Did he really?
He thought he was getting shadured.
It's just wishful thinking. Like, do I really have to go
Jets.
to the Jets? I really have to go there?
The Jets.
Couldn't be Minnesota. Couldn't be.
I liked the Jets picks, and then I also was like, I feel bad for all of you.
Now you're a Jet.
Don't worry, the Jets will Jets this.
You'll get traded for a first-round pick in 4 years.
You guys are actually good players. You're going to be good. Just give it 3 to 4 years when the Jets no longer use you.
Yes.
When you go to another team,
yes,
that's when you're going to pop. And a quarterback who may have been picked even though the team and the coach didn't want him. We got a lot to get to, but I got one more Blazer thing I want to carry over next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Blazers back in town for a huge Game 3 tonight in their first-round playoff series against the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama listed as questionable as he continues through concussion protocol. Tip-off in the Moda Center at 7:30 on Prime Video. Portland is a 2.5-point underdog. The Raiders made it official last night. They selected Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza with the number 1 pick to kick off the first round of the NFL draft. The biggest surprise was the Rams at 13 taking Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq is a New York Jet, selected 16th overall. The Bears with pick 25 took Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman, and the Seahawks closed the night by picking Notre Dame running back Jadarian Price at number 32. The draft continues tonight with rounds 2 and 3. Coverage starts at 3 on 9:10 a.m. ESPN Portland. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you...
right, I did it. Okay?
You going to the game by yourself? Did you buy a ticket?
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm losing the poll question. I didn't want to win the poll question. I was just telling you guys
I know.
a personal feeling on it.
I want people to know, too, that, like, there's no judgment here. You do whatever you want to do, dude.
I do a lot of things alone.
Like somebody texted in, you guys are making me feel really self-conscious right now. I take Max alone to Timbers games all the time when the game is too late for the wife and the kid. And I'm like, you do. I had to text him back. Like, you do you, boo.
Let me tell that person.
Sounds like a great time.
I'm the weirdo here. Me.
Look at me.
Sprague. Sprague's the weird one. You guys are all normal. I'm well aware of this.
We got people texting and buying tickets in the 300 level if you want to go that route for $93. But I know that you're too bougie for that.
I am a little.
You're a weird.
I'm a weird bougie bitch, man. What do you want from me?
The mixture of frugal and bouginess in you is quite
odd.
It's hard to put your finger on.
I mean, if the wife was like truly okay, I think I could survive spending a couple hundo for Sunday.
Yeah.
And not be like beating myself up over it. You know what I mean?
I get it.
And I might still do that. I don't know.
12:30 is a much better start time for our lives than 7:30 at night.
Perfect.
Yes.
But somebody tweeted, was like, a dear friend passed away years ago, so I flew to Portland from L.A. For the funeral, and the first night in town the Blazers were playing, and I hadn't been to the Rose Garden yet, so I showed up alone and bought the best seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Obviously,
and those kind of, I know.
That's different.
Now you're throwing these examples at me?
My
Somebody
dad had
passed
season
away?
tickets for 35 years, and then he died and handed them to me. And our first game without him, I chose to just leave his seat open.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm not a jerk here.
God, you jerk.
It's a different circumstance.
Be a little more sensitive over there, would you?
No, I did it. I reached out to see if we could find out what tonight the fans get for free.
Oh, okay. We've put the bat signal up.
No offense to any companies out there. I don't think the 200 T-shirt thing is going to resonate in any way.
Why didn't we think of that idea as a station? We should have just made up some T-shirts and we would have gotten news coverage all week.
I actually don't want to have a conversation on the air about T-shirts and creating merch because that's a fight I have lost for 3 years now. So I'm not going to have that on the air. But yes,
Tommy Two Nickel shirts would sell like hotcakes right now. You know they would. Red T-shirts that said Tommy Two Nickels.
If it said Tommy Two Nickels
together,
no, and it's two nickels, but it's Dundon's face on the side of the nickel.
Oh no, dude! TM. Don't steal our idea.
Tommy Two
There's
Nickels.
A company out there that makes some stuff that might steal your ideas. I'm TMing this right now.
Tommy Two Nickels. I reached out to see if we could find out what we're getting tonight.
Okay.
If I hear back, I'll let you know, but I don't know if people are going to respond to some of this stuff.
Should I bring my 1990 NBA Finals clapper?
What are you going to wear? Do you know what you're going to wear?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I got to look in my closet.
It'd be so funny if the wife's like, the hell you are going to that game.
Well, I'm also going straight from golf, so I'm not going to wear golf clothes, so I got to like bring something. And
I'm telling you, you got to have deodorant.
I got to figure something out.
You got to have cologne.
I'll probably rock a jersey. I think I want to be a jersey guy.
Really?
It's just a question of do I want to wear Brandon Roy?
Okay.
Scottie Pippen.
Bring Pip.
No, to be honest, I'm too fat for Pip. Pip's out. Scottie Pippen's out.
When did you get Pip? When you were like in 5th grade?
No. It was actually more recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, how much? You haven't gained weight.
I know. It was one of those, like, it showed up, and I'm like, that's not going to fit. And one of those, like, let's incentivize to lose some weight, and then it doesn't happen. The other one that I bought, too, that was a more recent, I bought a Cliff Robinson.
You bought a Scottie Pippen Blazer jersey?
I did. I had one in college, and I lost it, and it's pissed me off for years that I lost it.
Is it white or black?
Black.
Yeah, good call.
I had it from when he was a player. Like, I had it my entire life, and then I think I gave it to some chick in college, and I lost it, and I never got it back. And I'm like, cool, this is awesome. There goes my Scottie Pippen jersey. Haven't seen you in 20 years. And then when Cliff Robinson passed, I bought a Cliffy jersey.
Wear Cliffy then, Uncle Spliffy. Light one up.
Also too small.
So the takeaway here is you've gotten really fat.
Here are your options.
That's what I'm taking
Rasheed
away.
Wallace, Brandon Roy, Greg Oden. Those are your options.
It would be funny to wear an Oden jersey the night that the Spurs center is out.
Yes, it would. The tough part with the Oden one is it's one of the like wide shoulder ones, the red wide shoulder.
I think those are so ugly.
I know. So it's basically Rasheed or Brandon Roy.
Did you see a second-year Greg Oden card sold for like $4 or $5 grand?
What?
Yeah, really random.
He's back in the news now, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
okay.
People spend a lot of money. Okay, so that's going to be your merch options. We'll see what you end up choosing there.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of Blazer gear. Don't go Oden. I won't go Oden.
That jersey sucks.
I'll probably go Brandon Roy. Good vibes.
Yeah.
I don't need to go jail Blazer. We'll go, Brandon Roy.
Like Uncle Cliffy's like way too tight or just a little tight?
Yeah, it's pretty tight. Pretty tight. I mean, I could get it on. I just don't know if I want to be in public with it for 3 hours.
You should be one of those Portlanders that goes shirtless under the jersey.
Under
and
the
is kind
jersey?
of fat, so it's like hugging you, but you don't care. That's what you should be tonight.
Let my freak flag fly.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
You got some shoulder hair. I see those guys at a game every time I go.
Half of my dinner plate nipples like sticking out of the side of the jersey.
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable for everybody now.
You'll
Now-
fit right in.
I don't want to ask this, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Yeah.
Before we pause on Blazer conversation, Orum at 8:30, we'll talk about it again.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to boo the new owner if he's shown, right? Are we in agreement on this? You may not be happy about him. It's going to feel very weird for us to do that.
I don't think he's going to be shown. I think he's aware enough to be, if he's at the game, I don't think he's going to be sitting courtside and be shown. They showed him the
I
game.
think he has to be here tonight.
I mean, I think he can do whatever he
he'll-
wants.
Well, sure, but
He'll probably be here. I can't see, and I'm one that's behind in the control room with the cameras in the arena. I don't see us showing him.
Yes.
I see
because of fear that he gets booed?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we did it the first time he bought the
can't
team,
imagine why
and
we
right
would
after
do
he
that.
It
took
would be
over,
like
he
mixed. I feel like it would be like a hush boo, but you'd probably hear the boo birds. Like,
yeah.
What if we went the opposite? And what if it
Went Philly on him?
what if we just
Like,
like
Trey Turner gave him a standing ovation?
go crazy and
Yeah.
make him feel good about it? Like, because right now it's nothing but you're the worst human being of all time.
He's the worst owner in the history of sports.
So the
don't you
guy
know?
that's on the team for like a month, we're just gonna boo because we've read 5
Yes,
stories.
that's how we operate,
Sure.
dude.
we cheered for
That's
him a
not
month
how we
ago.
operate. Actually,
Good
Neil
point.
O'Shea was courtside all
Good
the
point.
time.
We never once booed Jody Allen.
Never once. The only person we booed in this like last 10 years is Chauncey.
Yeah. LaMarcus, we booed him when he came back.
Oh, no, I'm talking about as Blazers.
Oh, as Blazers, yeah.
Chauncey was the only one catching strays.
He was. He got a lot of strays.
You think we would boo though?
I do think that I'm with Brandon though. I don't think it would be like the entire arena.
It
We're
wouldn't be
too
the
nice
arena.
for
There'd be
that.
some 300s, huh?
You'd get the
Yeah.
diehards up in the nosebleeds,
Just in the
giving
corners.
you the.
That read the blogs and know all the
Yeah.
stuff.
The
that's
200
going
people
on.
that went and got a shirt, they'll probably be the ones that are booing.
Yes. The 100 level blue hairs are probably just like, oh, it's just Tom.
I mean, he's the worst owner in the history of sports, man. There's never been a worse owner than Tom Dundon.
Oh, he's in the running.
He is the worst of all time.
He's in the Sterling Sarver conversation for people right now.
Heard somebody compare him to John Fisher the other day, and I'm like, he spends on players, though. You can't.
Not yet. Prove it first.
I mean, as an owner, he literally has proved that. They have the 6th highest payroll in the NHL. So he's paid for players.
I have enjoyed,
Yeah.
side note on the Dundon stuff, I've enjoyed the back and forth of no team's ever won with an owner being like this, which is just patently false in sports.
There's
Like
a lot of really bad owners out there.
Suk just literally shared the story of he won a Super Bowl with the Bucks, and the Bucks were notoriously
Yes.
like awfully cheap in the NFL.
The Knicks have distracted us for the last 2-ish years about how bad their owner is.
Yeah.
He's been one of the worst owners in sports, and they've found a way to be good.
What I've enjoyed is I don't know if it's going to keep going, the success. Are they going to rise from the 7th seed up and get better? I have no clue. I do love the conclusion that there's no chance it's good versus saying, what if it's good? No, it's not. That can't happen. So like one side is giving you a hypothetical of this is going to hit the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
The other side is, well, what if it doesn't? And
Let's
it's
just wait
like,
and
no, it's destined to hit the mountain.
Yeah.
It's like one side is a fact and the other side stands no chance of ever being true.
What if we pulled a plane up at the right time?
Well, but I've just loved that narrative of like,
there's no
nobody's
chance.
ever been this cheap before. It never works. Well, what if it did though? It won't.
Okay.
But you have hypothetical. I'm giving you hypothetical.
Right. I find it interesting that we forget how quickly narratives can change about owners. When Steve Ballmer took over the Clippers, it was, oh my God, look at all this money. He's going to dominate the league. Look at this move for Kawhi and Paul George. What are we saying about Ballmer right now?
Sure.
When Matt Ishbia took over the Suns and he made all these all-in moves and they backfired and the Kevin Durant thing was a disaster, what did we say a year ago about Matt Ishbia? We called him one of the worst owners in the NBA. Guess who ended up having a nice little sneaky season and who was in the playoffs this year when nobody gave him a chance to be?
Also, I listened to a little bit of a blurb from Mannix and Rachel Nichols, and they both were like lamenting about how this doesn't. It's hard to succeed in the NBA being this way.
Of course it is.
Which is true.
Yes.
But then Nichols also had the thing of like, what if he just learns though?
Yeah, what if he just kind of evolves like, oh, okay, that didn't
Like,
work out for me.
you can't do that here. I could do it there. I can't do it here.
That
Like,
impacted player performance. I need to put that back in. This didn't impact player performance, so it's okay to
Right,
keep out. Like
right.
there's a little bit of a trial and error period.
Sure.
That I'm just willing to give him the benefit of the doubt in that regard. I do chuckle at the notion that this is the only way. It's only going to keep going down from here. It'll get worse.
Let's pause on the Blazer conversation. We'll get back into it at 8:30 with Bill Orum. Is Dame Lillard going to play? But let's get to the NFL draft. Let's talk some NFL draft. We haven't gotten to it yet. Kind of a crazy night in the NFL, and we got some audio to play. NFL Draft Chatter is next on The Fan. All right, welcome back in. Dirt and Sprague with you. We have a loaded third hour of the radio program and a fourth. Happy Friday, everybody. Fast break Friday for you. Blazer home game Friday. So, NFL draft yesterday, man.
How about that NFL draft? Can I give you one thing that was my biggest takeaway of the night? We got picks to talk about. I know controversial decisions.
Okay, how do you only have one biggest takeaway
not from
an event that long? And
not from picks and any of that. This is more of a broadcasting takeaway that I had. Can we all come to an agreement?
Too many commercials? Yeah, I felt that way.
No, that, sure, yes. Can we cut out family interviews? They do nothing. They all say this. We're so blessed.
You don't want to talk to the mom?
I don't need. Let me guess. The mom's very proud. And here's why.
I find the player interviews actually are becoming.
I want to get rid of all of them. I don't need interviews.
A waste of my time because guess what?
They say the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again.
There's nothing wrong with thanking your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Jesus.
But quite literally, Laura Rutledge, I think it was Mackay Lemon, I want to say, asked a question about how his. It was something effective like, how are you going to translate to the NFL or something like that? And
an actual football question.
I just want to say that I'm blessed, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And it's like, dude, be religious. Yes. Thumbs up for that. Do what you want to do.
Yes.
You didn't answer the question.
No,
you
just
said thanks to Jesus Christ twice.
And then guess what they had to do? That's the end of the interview because the NFL did what the NFL always does, and they find a way to evolve and adapt, and they cut down on the time in between picks.
Which was great.
I thought the flow of the event was great, but you know what it did?
I did too.
Now, which broadcast did you watch?
Maine.
The Maine ESPN one? I was going back and forth between ABC and ESPN.
I'm not anti the McAfee, Orlovsky guys.
I wasn't watching that one. I was watching the game day one because they have Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Saban, and Desmond Howard doing on ABC.
Oh, yeah. I watched the McAfee one the year Belichick was on, and that one was fun because they had the Mel Kiper impersonator from McAfee show.
He was great yesterday, too. He's always really good.
But this year, because I was also watching Prime Video on the main screen, I only had my phone.
Yes.
So I just put on the normal and didn't want to keep going back and forth on my phone.
Totally fair. But let me ask you this. When the Chiefs traded up, because they go from 9 to 6, I believe, last night? Was that what they traded up to? They were at 9.
Yeah,
I think they traded to 6.
Spot, yeah.
Okay. Because of the pace of the draft and the family interviews, there was a moment. I was watching the game day one, and Reese Davis is like, by the way, we have a trade. The Chiefs are drafting next. We'll get to that in a moment. And then it's like, let's interview 2 parents. Everybody, thank God. They said the same thing over and over again. Mm-hmm. And then they didn't even tell me what did they trade? What was the deal? There was no insider on there. So I didn't know if they showed that on the main channel. But I'm sitting here thinking, why am I seeing an interview with this guy's aunt when the Chiefs traded up from 9 to 6? What did they give up?
So I think it's the broadcast you chose because I didn't see family interviews on the main.
Okay, maybe that was
player on stage after being picked.
Yes,
which gave me
so maybe I was
literally
watching the
nothing.
Wrong one. No.
Yeah, if you did the main, they didn't do family interviews. You saw them dap up family and friends.
I saw a lot of family interviews last night. And I'm like, can we cut these out?
Okay, so if
I'm glad that they're there. I'm glad that they're happy, but I don't need it. Give me the analysis of the pick. I want Mel Kiper up there eating his pumpkin pie. Tell me this guy's got to make it.
Although I did say something, I was texting with Nemec because he's a draft geek.
Uh-huh.
And when the Chiefs drafted Delane, I was like, move up to 6 for a DB and then I think they gave a 3rd and a 5th.
But yeah, I didn't know that at the time because they wouldn't give me the details of the trade.
I watched him, I read about him. I know the guy's really good. And if the Chiefs like him, then okay. But I also was like, seems like a little bit of a reach, a defensive back. They just literally had one who was a stud they drafted, and then they got rid of him. Are you going to get rid of this guy in 5 years?
Didn't want to pay him.
And it was funny because the time from where they're sitting to when they get to the Goodell hug, can we also shorten the hallway?
Yes, it takes 3 minutes. There's only 5 minutes on the clock.
It's a bit of a long walk.
By the time he's up there taking his picture, it's already the pick's in. You're like, whoa.
And then they have to do the mirror hat thing.
I was about to say, and then there's all the antics of you got to tap your logo, you got to stop and put your hat on.
Put the hat on.
Can we just...
You got to hug 50 people.
Yep, you got to dap it up.
Get to the stage.
Cut the other nonsense out, dude.
I will say, though, it felt this year more than ever, the time between picks was great.
Yes, it was perfect.
It almost felt rapid fire. The pick is in. I'm like, yes.
I was almost overwhelmed at how fast it was going because of the number of family and player interviews that were happening. And I'm like, just cut those out next year. That's my only piece of advice. That was my biggest takeaway.
Okay.
Outside of draft picks, obviously, and idiots and winners and losers, we got to have those. But I'm just saying, from watching the draft, love the pace of it, but cut out the frill.
Let's talk about the draft picks and not just the broadcast of the draft. I said this yesterday. I'll say it one more time. I love the rotating draft.
It's one of the best decisions the league has ever made. The scene when Pittsburgh was on the clock and they're playing Renegade.
Awesome.
And the band's going and the whole crowd's that was so cool.
It's cool every year at every place they go.
But I'm glad the NBA has all-star games in cities that don't have an NBA team. That's real smart.
I mean, the NBA draft should rotate.
Yes, it should.
Remember when it was in Portland?
The All-Star game should too.
Shaq was drafted number 1 here
In Portland.
in the Coliseum.
How awesome would that be in the middle of the summer
so
in some
fun.
big area? Like, put it at Waterfront Park.
Why not? That's interesting. Waterfront Park in
Do you remember the
June.
Obama speech at Waterfront Park when he was running for president for that primary? There was like 200,000 people down there.
No, I know. It's got space. I get it. But
there was 300,000 people there last night.
our weather in June can be real dicey.
We're fine. Don't worry about it. We're the new Palm Springs, dude.
Yeah, we're the new
Summer's
Palm
already
Springs.
here. It's April 24th.
Let's get to the third hour. We will talk about the NFL draft picks themselves, our takeaways. Did one team take a player they didn't want? We'll talk about the Ducks that were selected, hour number 3, and Bill Orum at 8:30 on The Fan.
Hey, guys. All righty, welcome back in. Hour number 3. Dirt and Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan. 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube.
Take your hands and put it down your pants, son.
That's what Rip City's doing today. Sun's out, guns out, nice day, Blazer playoff game. You know what Dan Lanning would say?
Time to nut up or shut up.
I think Dan Lanning last 2 days has been nutting up and shutting up.
Yeah, you talk about getting the number 1 quarterback. Is he ever going to play a game in an Oregon uniform?
Well, he also got the top 5 safety yesterday.
Yes, he did.
Who wanted his dream school was Georgia.
We be cooking.
Can I just quickly, without derailing, because I want to talk about the draft?
If you would like to talk some Oregon football here, I would love to talk some Oregon football here.
Well, it was funny that the day that they get the number 1 quarterback,
You're
you
doing
are
duck
out.
segments without me, man? What the hell's that all about?
I thought I did a good duck segment.
Ryan
We
Clark?
made a valiant effort
Yeah.
to try to hold the fort.
I
for
got
him
Ryan
now.
Clark on, by the
Appreciate
way.
that.
Don't think you caught the interview. Ryan
What did Clark say?
I
What's he
said,
doing?
"Good morning, Ryan. Thanks for hopping on with us. How are you doing?" And he started with, "I got mushroom tattoo on my arm." I just right there.
That was it?
That was how he started.
Right
the
out of the
interview.
gate, he got a tattoo of a mushroom on his arm?
Yeah.
Is he big into mushrooms?
I think it has there's a
It's a
symbolic
family thing.
nature
There's a family
thing. His
tie to that.
wife's
Oh.
area where she
In-laws
grew
tie,
up,
yeah.
and
Oh, okay.
he forages them and
He
probably
forages
pops them
for
at
the-
concerts. You know, I don't remember all
Is
of
he
it, but
popping shrooms? Clark a shroom guy?
Clark's a Portland guy.
He is a Portland guy.
I'm almost surprised when people don't do shrooms now.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I have so many conversations
The
like,
city
"Oh,
we
did you
live
do
in."
that?" "Yeah, and I popped a mushroom," and I'm like, "Okay, this is just normal."
Anybody in particular you want to mention?
No.
Okay, just asking.
I mean, we know people on the air here just openly talk about doing it all the time.
on Friday?
I went to a jam band, ate like 9 mushrooms, sat in an Uber for like 9 hours because I couldn't move.
Slightly stupid.
No, I was going to say,
Yeah, mushroom tattoo. I digress.
the AI is going too far. Somebody has made an AI video now of Vrabel and Mursini on Maury Povich, and it's
You are the father.
beyond creepy
Look, we're not.
how this is them.
There's too much going on
It's
today.
beyond creepy.
I don't want to let that sidecar win because that's an absolute clown show. And
Dirt. It's
the
a pretty
idea.
big clown.
Oh, I get it.
show.
I also like nothing's going to happen on the football side of it. Like Mike Vrabel's Mike Vrabel. You think the Patriots are going to do anything to Mike Vrabel for cheating on his wife? They don't care.
Well, the
okay?
NFL themselves are like,
Their
he has
owner
not
was
broken our
getting
code of
rub and
conduct.
tugs in Miami, okay? Like they're not doing it. The last coach was open mouth kissing his daughter after winning Super Bowls.
They had a tight end murdering people.
They had a tight
and still
end.
playing a game.
Murdering people, okay?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel, nothing will happen to him. Now, Diana Rossini, you might end up being right there. She might be out of work for a long, long time, if not
Dude,
forever.
you want to make a bet on this? She's done.
The
It's
story,
a minus 8,000 that she will never
I know.
work again.
It's starting to give me the heebie-jeebies, dude. The kid's name is Michael. It looks like Mike Vrabel. There's more pictures coming out. Like I'm almost to the
he
point
looked
of
like the husband.
I'm uncomfortable talking about it. It's gotten to
Really?
that point for me of like
Yeah.
this is just
It's pretty unfortunate.
This
It's
is
pretty
becoming
awful.
very personal with people's lives, and
The kid thing came in. I was like,
all right, too far to me.
I just-
Out of bounds. I'm going to stick to the NFL draft. So
Now, as a kid who had to do a swab test for DNA, if you are the father, I can speak on this. I was not 3 years old when all this started. I was at least 18 when I did it.
you were a little bit older to have an
I was at
understanding
least
of-
an adult
Yeah.
age to say, I do want to do this, I
Yes,
don't want to do
I
this.
would like to know or not know.
This kid's going to be 7 at recess.
Poor bastard, dude.
Hey,
Poor-
did you
that
watch
poor
Dad
kid.
this weekend in that NFC, AFC title game? It's terrible.
Feel horrible for him. Speaking of the NFL draft,
Yeah.
what was your first wow moment of the night?
They showed the Patriot War Room and he wasn't in there. Because I looked. But that was at that back end.
He's
So,
going training on Saturday. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Day one of the draft, I'm not training yet or counseling, but now it's time for counseling. Okay, got it.
the weekend is going to be tough for old Mikey
They have
V.
10 picks, I think, today and tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
I mean, well, you
digress.
can't miss those.
No, of course not.
First wow moment of
Yeah,
the
what
NFL
was the first
draft?
moment you go, oh, because the first pick was obvious, like, all right, get it over with. We knew.
I'm going to go selfish on you, okay?
Yes, go for it.
The first one for me personally was my first and only draft bet I hit.
Ooh.
So about 10 minutes before the draft, I opened up DraftKings, and I wanted to place a couple bets. And one bet that I liked, I found out I was a big underdog. Not like huge, but the number 2 pick at the start of the draft, Arvell
David?
Reese was a minus 250.
Oh.
And then David Bailey was like a plus 175. And I'm like,
those are great odds. I'll take them.
Wait a minute. Did I miss the blurb of this is the Arvell Reese pick and we're waiting? So I just took Bailey and I put just a couple bucks on it. That cash. That was a delightful little surprise.
Nice little moment.
The first real wow moment for me was the Titans.
Yeah.
I've actually consumed a decent amount of podcasts and like written content on this draft because I don't want to not know who all of the players are. Not one single mock or person talked about him going to Tennessee.
I think a lot of people assumed, or not assumed might not be the right word, but figured they would want to go offensive to help their young quarterback.
Right, but that was either Love or it was going to go defense.
And then Love's off the board at 3 because he goes to the Cardinals, which was like, that was a moment for me, which I'm sure a ton of mocks had him going there, and it wasn't that big of a shocker. It was a bummer for me that he went to Arizona because they are the most irrelevant franchise, and I really love watching, no pun intended, love play football.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that sucks. Send him somewhere where he's going to be fun to watch, not
Arizona.
He
can still be fun, but the team sucks.
He's going to die on the vine,
Bijan Robinson.
Dude. Yeah,
the Falcons are terrible, but I love watching Bijan play.
I almost feel like that's offensive to the Falcons to compare the Cardinals to them, but maybe I'm wrong in that regard. And then once he's off the board, it's like, well, who's the next best offensive weapon? Because the next, 5 or 4 picks after it were defense. And so, yeah, it was a shock in that regard, but it's the idea of you got a second-year quarterback. Do you want to go get him a weapon, or are you better served getting an edge rusher that you're not quite sure what the ceiling's going to be?
No, I mean, I totally
get... Because who's Tennessee's number 1 wide receiver last year? Calvin Ridley?
What was his? Io Manor.
Oh, yeah, the kid from Stanford?
Yeah, and he was okay, but he wasn't like, shaking up the league.
He's got nobody to throw the ball to.
No, I get it. Rationally, I understand it. On my own point, what you said was the first surprise.
That was the first
one for you. I didn't see anybody mocking him to Tennessee, and it was like, oh, I didn't even know if he'd be the first receiver. It was between him and Lemon was the big debate of who is receiver 1 in this draft.
Right.
And then, when was that going to happen?
Right.
And there was a lot of buzz that Jordan Tyson, or not Lemon, Tyson and Tate. And Tyson, I bet, to go 5th because him and the Giants seemed to be a big thing. But once the Cardinals went Love, and then the Titans went Tate, I instantly was like, well, the Giants have to you have to take Arvell Reese now.
Yes.
And they said as much, like he was the best non-quarterback for us on the board.
And if he's there, you knew they were going to take him. They just traded their best defensive lineman, so of course they're going to take an edge guy.
So, yeah, I think it's the combination of the Titans taking Tate and Reese falling to 5. I thought that was a no-brain, easy pick for the Giants.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And then you fast forward a little bit because that was, I think, the first. First, it was Love going 3 of like, oh, okay, he went that high because I wasn't sure exactly where he was going to go. It's one of the reasons, though, on Draft Night I do chuckle about all the mocks going is that you could read 10,000 mock drafts and how many of them had Carnell Tate going 4th overall. And the same a year ago, how many mock drafts had Shedeur Sanders as a top 5 pick in the draft?
Right, yeah. We know the mocks can be wrong.
That's one of the reasons why they're fun, don't get me wrong. There's some people I think who read them and believe it's like a scientific, like, this is the way it's going to go. They talk to all the GMs and they have answers.
Yeah.
When you should take it with a grain of salt and have fun doing it or do your own mock draft or play around with it. Like, oh, that's fun. It's like playing the lottery machine in the NBA. Ooh, did we get the number 1 overall pick?
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it really doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't tell you anything because the next big bombshell that I would argue that happened, and maybe there was another one along the way for you before getting there, the only bet that I made on the NFL draft, because I know how NFL teams think and I know how desperate they are, bad ones for quarterbacks, which is the irony because it flew in the face of that. This is not a bad team. I mean, it was Ty Simpson going 13 to the Rams ended up being the story of the night for me.
It ended up becoming the story of the night as more stuff came out. But
yes.
If you say, like, from the start of the draft to the Ty Simpson thing, the Chiefs traded a decent little haul to move up 3 spots to take a cornerback at 6.
I think they had the thought that he wasn't going to be there at 9. They must have had intel that he wasn't going to be around by the time they drafted at 9, and they desperately wanted a corner because they traded their best corner to the Rams.
So we got audio. I mean, we'll go in and out of the Blazers in the draft today is largely what the show has become, but so interesting draft in this sense. It's not quarterback heavy, and so it's not as sexy, I think, for people to talk about, right? Because a lot of these players, maybe you've seen most of them, but some of them you don't know as much about. Mm-hmm. Like, did people know who Keldrick Falk was at Auburn? You may have seen him, but so unless you're reading and learning about it, you might be a little blind to some of this stuff, right? As a lot of pundits noted yesterday, that draft was incredibly buttoned up. People didn't talk. There was a lot of unpredictable moments, and the picks that were happening were shocking to some. Like, these people were covering this thing were like, whoa, what?
Huh?
Like, Love to Arizona surprised you. I wasn't really surprised by that because the buzz was that they were going to take Love if they couldn't trade out. I thought might be a Reese pick because they need an edge rusher. They drafted Walter Nolan last year.
I mean, they need everything.
Yeah, they're the Cardinals. But Love was kind of rumored to be there if they didn't trade out. The Titans going Tate, and then the Chiefs trading what they traded to get up for Mansour Delane. I was like, whoa. And then Sonny Styles fell to the Commanders. And so it's like it all kind of like shook out in a much different way than all of the mocks and pundits had. They had a lot of guys in the right wheelhouse of like, this guy's going to be sub 15th pick.
Oh, yeah. You can generally guess where guys will go. It's just a question of we have no idea where they're actually going to end up.
But Benjamin Solak was like, is anybody's mock right anymore?
No.
And I think that was the tough thing was maybe you chose Bailey and you had Mendoza right. But after that, it was just like all where are they going? What are they doing? Ty Simpson easily became, I think, the story from the draft from the sense of, oh, we just heard Sean McVay talk, and we looked at him.
He did not look happy. Was it a hostage video? We'll talk about that because that ended up being look, it was very reminiscent of the Love pick to the Packers. Now, that was later in the first round, but it was very reminiscent of that, of you have a team who was on the brink. You were 4 yards away from winning the NFC, and I would argue smoking the Patriots in the Super Bowl, just like Seattle did, because the NFC title game was the actual Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You were that close, and you had the opportunity with the 13th overall pick to fill in the blank of any of these guys that ended up going after the 13th overall pick, and you chose future instead. So we'll talk about that. What does it mean long-term? Was Sean McVay being held hostage? One of the weirder stories that I can remember. Who are your winners? Who are your losers? Poor Kenyon Sadiq, definitely a loser of the night. And fun with audio. Some more draft talk next on The Fan. By the way, checking back in from the start of the show, full circle.
Yeah.
I'd like to report I have gotten full clearance to go to the game tonight. I have been approved.
You text her?
My PTO request has been accepted, and
I've been so funny if she denied it.
that would be,
No, you're not.
No, excuse me.
You have
What?
a birthday, you got golf, that's enough for you. Get your ass back
Now,
here.
let's see. How far do you think I can take this? The next question will be: do you think I can get her to pick me up from golf and drop me off at the game so I don't have to drive, and then Uber home?
I don't know the.
Is that a bridge too far?
Look, I've known you a very, very long time.
Yeah.
It's a odd relationship we have where we're tight, we're cool, but like we don't really hang out that much.
Sure, we spend a lot of time together.
We do. I can't pretend to know your relationship and the ins and outs, but when I've met and been around your wife, I'm just going to say I think it's crazy you even wonder this. I think she would gladly pick you up.
Yeah, she likes me.
I just have her
She's into
showing
me.
up and going, "Get in, Andy." And you're like,
Oh, hey, babe. What's
yeah.
up, baby?
That's what I have in my mind. I don't think
Look,
there's any hesitation in her mind.
I picked me a winner, Bobby.
Yeah.
I picked me a winner.
I think you did.
That's the next question.
Now,
We'll see.
is my wife picking me up? Yes, but is she also really pissed off at me and not
Internally?
talking the whole way? Yes.
Which is
as
funny
well.
because I feel like your wife and me are similar in that regard. Like, if the roles were reversed, I'd be like, yeah, damn, fine.
Yeah,
There's a game on. It's the draft. We're watching the draft right now. You want to
Right.
ride? What are we doing here?
Right.
Is Sean McVay being held hostage by his organization?
You said Jordan Love. I see why everybody is saying that.
I mean, it's the idea of having a team who's close to winning a championship with the first-round pick
getting a player that can actually play this year.
that can help you win.
Like
He's
Makai
not-
Lemon would have absolutely helped them.
Right. Or, go down the list. If Kenyon Sadiq was 3 picks later, you want an edge rusher. Ruben Bain was after
Dude,
that.
Ruben Bain was
You
there.
need some offensive line help. The kid whose
Yeah.
name I can't pronounce from Penn State was right after that.
Right.
I mean, pick any of them you want.
I know.
All these guys were available, and they went with they decided that planning 3 years from now was more important with that pick. And I think at the time there was a thought of like, oh, all right, if McVay's into it, he's really smart with quarterbacks. He knows what he's doing. Like, okay, I can kind of see it. And then the stuff comes out afterwards with the press conference and the phone call. One, that Ty Simpson said he's never spoken to Sean McVay.
He actually hadn't spoken with anybody in the org except a scout for like 20 minutes.
Like nobody. There wasn't an interview process. There wasn't there wasn't a sit down.
So Les Snead reportedly has been friends with his dad, who famously coaches at, what is it, UT something?
I think, yeah.
Coaches at one of the UT schools.
Yeah, one of those UTs down there.
He's known his dad a long time, and the report is that he talked to his dad for about 30 minutes. Ty Simpson talked to a scout for about 20. Never actually talked to Les Snead or Sean McVay.
UT Martin.
UT Martin, thank you. Never talked once with Sean McVay. I'm starting to buy into the buzz. This dude, once he couldn't win a Super Bowl or be in contention, he kind of broke. The year that they were really trash, and I think they won 5 or 6 games. I think it was the year they got their edge rushers, the couple guys from Florida State.
The Baker Mayfield fill in on 48-hour notice year.
That year.
Yeah.
All the buzz was that he might retire at the age of 30-something and just be Gruden. He might or Madden. He might win the Super Bowl and then like hang him up. He couldn't handle it.
Yes.
Oh, now you got Stafford. You win the Super. You rebuild with Stafford. And all that. I'm just of the opinion that I'm starting to believe the theory that he might hang him up once Stafford hangs him up. And look, I could be way off on this. He could have just been Sean McVay was up for a long time yesterday and he looked wiped.
Yeah.
But I've seen Sean McVay in media settings, and you can tell when he's visibly pissed. You can hear it. He sounded and looked like a guy that wanted nothing to do with that pick. And it's crazy to me that you want to take a quarterback and say he might be the heir apparent, only then to find out you didn't even communicate and watch film with him?
Right. It's one thing if you sat down in the process and you're like, oh, my God, you guys, he's so this and that. We love his film. We love his interviews. We got him on the whiteboard. He's drawing everything up that we want him to draw up. Like, how do we not take this guy?
Ty Simpson didn't visit with the Rams during the process. He played at the Rose Bowl. It's the only time he had went to Los Angeles since his college days ended.
Right.
So,
It's a very weird story
it's
in
an
that
odd
regard.
story,
That's
man.
going to age a certain way.
It's really weird.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you were a Packer fan, because here's the balance of it. On the one hand, you might have, we don't know what Ty Simpson's going to be in the NFL. We have no idea. Like, if he's good, is he bad? Who the hell knows? Your guess is as good as mine. If he ends up being a good starting quarterback, are you willing to risk not adding potentially a missing piece for a championship to then have the heir apparent waiting in line. And this is why I think the Green Bay example is great, because Green Bay, that was in the run at the end with Rodgers, where you knew it was a matter of time. He was 38 or 30, whatever, however old he was. You're like, I mean, he's not going to play that much longer, but they were a team that could win. And so if you're a Packers fan, do you like that they took Love and that it was set up for succession? And now you have your quote-unquote franchise quarterback. Now, he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Was that the CeeDee Lamb draft? The Justin Jefferson draft?
Let me go back and look and see who was behind them.
Because that was a year where there were receivers, right? And I don't remember which class it was.
So. That was the 2020 NFL draft.
Oh, yeah. Then that would have been the COVID draft. That was the CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson draft.
Yeah, so he went 20th overall? No, he went, where did he go? Where you at? 26th overall.
That's right.
So Ayuk was off the board. Jefferson was off the board. Jalen Reagor, first round, first off the board. CeeDee Lamb went 17th.
Yep.
Jerry Jeudy, 15th. Henry Ruggs, 12th overall.
Yeah.
So you got some of those. The guy that went behind him, I'm trying to see.
I think it was more the idea of them trading up, if I'm not
like Patrick
mistaken.
Queen was you could have got a defensive guy. Jordan Brooks went to Seattle the very next pick.
Well, okay, so
I think that's the interesting question that I think from today of like the McVay stuff. You might be right about him being like, I'm one out. His answers last night were genuinely weird.
They were very odd. He was like, yeah, we'll see when he gets here. He'll be battling with Stetson.
I mean, his first answer or the first question he got was, what was it about him? And he was like, I want to make one thing clear. This is Matthew Stafford's team.
Yeah.
We got Stetson. We like our room.
You know why he did that? So reporting came out. He did that specific answer because they remember when the Packers drafted Love, they did not tell Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That was like Rodgers.
And the reports were
like
that they told Stafford. That was the report.
They told Stafford
yesterday.
early in the day they were going to take Simpson, but yeah, man, I'm not. It's a lot of speculation right now. To draft an heir apparent in the top 13 when your window is you've made it abundantly clear. Next year, if you don't win a Super Bowl, it's a massive disappointment. To look at the draft board, so
Right.
Simpson's 13th. I mean, you mentioned the offensive lineman around, the Reuben Bain. You had Sadiq. I know they drafted Ferguson,
last
but
year.
Sadiq is, it's another weapon.
Yeah.
You had Lemon out there. There was a lot of Mekhi Lemon LA stuff because he played at USC, and they reported Malachi Lawrence, who I thought actually fell a little bit. He was a really good edge prospect out of Central Florida. He was 23rd. Like Casey Concepcion, Thieneman. I mean, you have guys that are going to play next year, impact guys. Now, are they all going to hit? We don't know. They could have gone that route, and they punted for like 2 or 3 more years, and he didn't seem particularly excited about it. Is all the takeaway has to be of something weird happened here of, is this just a Les Snead favor for his dad? Because he went to the draft, and people were like, I don't know if this guy's a first-round draft pick this year.
It was a bit of a roll of the dice.
So, like, if they didn't take him, was Arizona going to jump back in?
I think somebody else would have. It's just like, it's the NFL. Like, teams are so, like Arizona, New York, there are teams that are desperate for quarterbacks.
No doubt about it, but it was more like
rolled the dice.
if he didn't get picked there, where was it? And was he going to be the guy who chose to go to the draft for the first round and didn't get picked in the first round? So I can't believe an organization would operate this way, but also I can't help but have that feeling based on watching them talk about him.
By the way, the first 10 picks of the second round of the draft that year are pretty funny to look back on, too, because T. Higgins was the first pick of the second round.
See, there's one example right there.
Michael Pittman was the second pick of the second round.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift was the third pick. Like, running back, they
Some
probably
good
were
players
okay,
there,
right?
yeah.
But it's just Jonathan Taylor, by the way, 9th pick of the second round.
Jonathan Taylor
Pretty
is a
good career.
Packer. I mean, I know Jacobs has been good, but damn, dude.
That's the interesting. Hey, maybe the Rams win the Super Bowl this year. They have their cake. They eat it, too. They win the championship. And by the way, we got our quarterback. We're set up for success. If they don't, and you're a play or two away, and you could go, man, we could have used an edge rusher or an offensive lineman, they might be regretting that decision for a long time. A fascinating move yesterday. Of all the teams that I knew Simpson was going to go in the first round. It's the NFL teams are desperate. I did not think it was going to be the LA Rams. That came out of absolute nowhere.
I know we're getting back into it because we got Orum coming up and we had audio, but I'll just say, dude, I hate when I have to admit stuff about teams that I don't like. Damn it, did I love the Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
Dude, they got Downs and they got Lawrence. The Giants, I thought, made out really well, addressing offensive line and getting an edge rusher. I'm like,
I might put a ticket on the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl.
You going Orlovsky on me?
I might go Orlovsky on you.
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
see, by the way, I didn't know much about this guy. He was one of the least read about players that I had gone through on some of the mock stuff. Blake Miller, the Lions pick.
No, I don't know a lot about him.
Just Google it on Twitter.
Okay.
There's a still image of him trying to block Reuben Bain, and Reuben Bain is almost at the quarterback, and Blake Miller's turned to the side like he was like a computer graphic player that's just lagging. And people are like, the Lions hit this pick?
Press the X button, press the button, block the button. He's not doing it. We're going to take a quick timeout in draft talk. We will get back and do it. We have audio, including a near miss for one player, or one team, I should say, trying to get a player, thinking they were going to get him, and then another team said, not so fast, my friend. So we'll get back into the draft, some other takeaways, including what do we make of poor Kenyon Sadiq having to go to New York. Poor bastard's got to play for the Jets. Thieneman lands in Chicago, all that still to come. But let's talk to Bill Orum, columnist of the Oregonian. He joins us next. But first, here's Brandon with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you have been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, the Blazers back in town for a huge Game 3 tonight in their first-round playoff series against the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama listed as questionable as he continues through concussion protocol. Tip-off in the Moda Center at 7:30 on Prime Video. Portland is a 2.5-point underdog. The Raiders made it official last night. They selected Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza with the number 1 pick to kick off the first round of the NFL draft. The biggest surprise was the Rams at 13, taking Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq is a New York Jet, selected 16th overall. The Bears, with pick 25, took Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman, and the Seahawks closed the night by picking Notre Dame running back Jadarian Price at number 32. The draft continues tonight with the second and third round. Coverage starts at 3 on 9:10 a.m. ESPN Portland. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
right, welcome back in. Our pre-show for Game 3. Blazers and Spurs continues. 105.1 FM, The Fan here. Good morning, everybody. Let's talk to our good friend.
Willie O.
Is he going to tease me today? Am I going to get a tease?
Oh, he teased us twice.
I think he's going to tease
He's gone a little viral for both. He thinks a certain player might be playing and a certain player might be coming to Portland this summer.
Enticingly looking at Bill Orum, the columnist at The Oregonian, at Bill Orum on Twitter. Go give him a follow, OregonLive.com. Bill, good morning to you. Why are you such a dirty tease?
I mean, that's a conversation for another time, I think.
I was going to say that's a conversation for you and your wife. You don't have to do that on air.
Do you think you're a good tease, Bill? You think you're good at teasing?
Yeah.
I just like telling people what I know and what I'm hearing. And, one of the fun things about this time of year is, I've had a chance to be around the Blazers a lot more than I was during the regular season. It's kind of taken me back to my NBA beat writing roots a little bit. And, you see a thread and you start tugging on it, and sometimes you're a little surprised about what you hear.
Well, I'm kind of scared to text you anymore after reading your articles. I feel like I strike the wrong nerve at the wrong time when I reach out to you about your articles that I read all the time.
There's a reason for that. That's because you want to nitpick the smallest
Yeah, he does.
stuff.
He's a nitpicker.
And instead of like, wow, thank you for contributing positively to the media landscape in a city I love. It's like, why did you use an apostrophe in paragraph 9?
That's egregious. That's a lie. I've never done that. I'm not a grammarian. Now, that being said...
And he's making fun of your Christmas tree over here. He's just taking shots left and right.
You brought that up, Dirk. Don't even
relents.
say that.
He never relents.
What I would say is me even reaching out about the article should be the compliment in itself. I'm always reading the wonderful Willie O and Bill Orum at OregonLive.com. Right now, though, I will say... For all the sourcing people are doing in the streets, I got a text last night on regards to your article that said Dame playing is a plus 850 on Friday. And I was like, whoa, those are pretty long odds that he's even going to play right now. Do you really feel like it's going to happen? We're going to see Dame Lillard out in uniform.
Do I think it's going to happen? I would not bet my house on it. I think what is interesting here is that when I woke up yesterday morning, I would have said absolutely no chance. This is a guy we've not seen play, full court. As far as we know, he hasn't been scrimmaging. He's looked pretty relaxed around the team. There had really been no signs of that he was, obviously he's been working out and rehabbing his Achilles, but there'd been no sign that he was like attempting to really ramp up with a goal of playing this year. And, there have been a couple of, teas, to use your words, from, Tiago Splitter and then the Blazers social team. And I mostly thought they were trolling. And then I started asking around. And basically what I've been told is that the Blazers are open to the possibility. And they, it has not been ruled out. I had one person tell me yesterday, it's not the craziest thing to think that he could play. Now, so, that's a long way from him actually coming out on the court. That said, Dame does march to his own drummer in the sense of, coming back to Portland was a bit of a surprise. I don't think a lot of people expected him to do that. And then, the idea of him making a triumphant return during the postseason, that would be the most like dramatic and theatrical thing that could happen. Now, that's a terrible reason to actually come back and to short circuit his rehab if that were to be what happened. But if he is truly 100%, if he has done the work to ramp up and we just haven't seen it, there's a case to be made that he could really help the Blazers. They need shooting. Yeah. Does he need to be himself in this playoff series were he to play? No. You could run some actions for him and have him, spot up, and he could be pretty lethal in this series or going forward. But I really think this only happens. I think it's in play if the Blazers are somehow able to beat the Spurs in this series, which I think is still a pretty tall order. Mm-hmm. So if this series ends up ending in 5 or 6 games, as I think we kind of all sort of anticipated before Wemby got hurt, then it's probably off the table. But the fact that it's even being considered to me is the news.
Yeah, it would be incredible if it does happen. You just imagine the eruption in the arena. His first came back, who would have thought it would be in the playoffs based on where we were when we signed him a year ago. Bill Orum, our guest, columnist at The Oregonian, at Bill Orum on Twitter. Go give him a follow, OregonLive.com. Can find all of his great work there. There's so much in the news about Tom Dundon right now, and I'm sure we will ask you about that. Part of me is just like, can we just get to the offseason and focus on actual basketball? Because it's been a long time since we've had playoff basketball here.
Totally.
When you look at the game tonight, and I'll also kind of connect this back to Game 2 and Game 1 for that matter, What does Bill Orum make of Scoot Henderson and the way he's playing? Because we famously years ago had Myers Leonard light up the Golden State Warriors in Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. I think he had 30 points in the first half. And like 2 years later, he was out of the NBA. Certainly was never that level of player, but it ended up being kind of a flash in the pan moment of like, remember that Myers Leonard game in the conference finals? Do we view what Scoot has done more as that or a light bulb going off? Like, how do you observe and evaluate the way Scoot is playing, which is certainly at a high level right now?
I mean, I have been really slow to believe in Scoot Henderson. If you go back his first 2 years, I just wasn't seeing it. The confidence that we saw at the G League Ignite wasn't there. His decision-making wasn't good. I just felt like maybe the Blazers had made the wrong choice. And, and I think that you'd still make an argument that they maybe could have done something different or better with the 3 pick in that draft. But in this moment, guys, I'm in on Scoot Henderson. Like, he has wowed me with his ability defensively, his buy-in defensively. That's something that has, absolutely exploded since he came back from his hamstring injury. And then, the Blazers are not putting all the decision-making in his hands like they did the first couple of years. They're not asking him to be, the primary decision-maker on the floor. You have Drew Holiday, and next year you'll have Damian Lillard. Denny Avdia has been, essentially the point guard for 90% of this season. So what that has done is it has really freed Scoot up to be Scoot and to be a spot up shooter, which is not something I think we thought was going to be part of his game, right. and to be the kind of that secondary attacker. And it's been terrific. I don't know. I think so. The Myers Leonard comp doesn't work for me because Scoot is getting it done with his defense, which is creating transition opportunities, which is, opening up the floor and spreading out the defense. Like, that seems way more sustainable to me and something way easier to believe in and invest in. I don't know. I don't think we're still seeing, the signs of Scoot that's like he is the Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose level player that maybe the Blazers hoped they were drafting back in 2023. That said, like, he looks like a really, really good NBA player to me, and like somebody who now I'm like really in on being part of the foundation. Shaden Sharp, like, take him or leave him. But Scoot Henderson to me has really separated himself as a foundational piece of this core in the same way that Jumani Kamara, Donovan Clingan, and Denny Avdia are. I'd even take it a step further, guys. Ooh. And that is, we've talked about, you hinted at, me mentioning that the Blazers are going to take a run at Giannis this summer.
Yeah.
That is true, but it is, very much dependent on the ability to get Giannis to buy into an extension in Portland, which is a huge question mark, and that could kill it entirely. But, the one thing that, I've, in terms of like what the Blazers would want to offer for Giannis or any player they're trying to make a splash with in the summer, I was told that, hey, like, essentially Denny, Tumani, and Clingan would be off the table in any kind of deal like that. And you're running out of players to put together an attractive package, but at least conceptually, I would want Scoot to be in that tier as well, given the way he has played in this series and in terms of the way he has separated himself from kind of the Scoot of the past. I'm really in on him. I think he's been terrific.
The hell would we think if Dame got sent in that trade? It's like, wait a minute. I thought they didn't want it and we wanted it back. What are we doing here? All right, we can't. Look, I hear everything you're saying about Scoot. I don't know what the Giannis thing will be. I'd imagine any team that's trading for him is getting the agreement that he's going to get the massive extension, so we'll have to wait and see. The Dundon stuff, man, like it's almost impossible to ignore. I equated it actually coincidentally to Giannis trade chatter. I've already become exhausted by it. It's like, hey, you heard he's cheap. It's like, yeah, like 9 different times. I understand it. I totally get how teams operate and should operate and all that. Like, but also, it hasn't been very long. Like, there's got to be a window, as bad as some of the stuff is. I don't care about the T-shirt thing, but like, the coaching stuff and how he's operating in that realm, and is he looking at other GMs and all that stuff. I have to kind of do a wait and see. And I think any rushing to he'll learn from this, or this is definitely what it's going to be for the next 20 years and all that, I just find it a little bit premature from the media angle in our market. I know you've written about it. I know you've heard stuff about him. I understand he's cheap. Just what you've made of the Tom Dundon stuff the last like week or so, of it just continually coming out, and the being cheap and the masseuse and all this other stuff.
I mean, guys, we've been talking about the sale of the Blazers and Tom Dundon in the arena since, like August?
Yeah.
And have I not been saying the whole time that this was going to be a wake-up call and a rude awakening for the Blazers, for Blazers employees and Blazer fans? This is what Tom Dundon was advertised as. This is what he did in Carolina. He gives zero Fs, if I can say that over the airways. Like he doesn't care. And like, if he does care, he doesn't show that he cares. He is, I don't think that he is like a mean-spirited person. Like, I don't think this comes from a place of malice, but he has an idea about the way things are done, and he's going to stick to it. He doesn't think a coach should be he doesn't want to spend $10 million a year on a coach because he doesn't think that the coach makes $10 million a year worth of a difference. I disagree in the NBA. Like, in the NBA, I think it's completely different than the NHL. I think an NBA coach sets the culture, has way more impact on the game. It's the face of the franchise. I really feel strongly that is an area that you should invest. Now, if you can score a great value or you can invest on the front end of a great coach's career, absolutely. But you don't start from the point of like, this is how much we have to pay, who will take it. So I have a lot of feelings and thoughts about like Tom's approach to things, but none of it's surprising, given what we have heard about him and what we know about him. And I think that, like, people are, clearly reacting to the various, cost cutting. Mm-hmm. I think people are right to be concerned, but they're reacting to the wrong things. There's still not a deal for the arena. There is still not a lease. I know KGW reported this week, and we have our own coverage on this as well. But the city is not a done deal by any stretch when it comes to providing its piece of the arena deal. Tom Dundon is going to make that negotiation really, really difficult, and there are people on the city council who are prepared to draw a line in the sand. And that is not the guy that you want to be like playing chicken with. Calling his bluff could have serious ramifications. And I understand the concept of not wanting to just capitulate to what the billionaire is asking for, but you also have to be prepared for the consequences of that. So I actually think in some ways, the shirts, the coaching search, the checking out of the hotel, the masseuse, all that stuff is distracting from what actually really matters here. Like, it's part of the same pie, but I would be more concerned about the bigger picture stuff in the future of the team and the arena.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's a great point. And back to your article that you originally wrote on that topic. Last one for you. I'm just curious. Let's not assume, but let's hope that the arena stuff gets resolved and clearer heads prevail. And all right, the funding is passed. Here we go. When you look at Dundon, it seems like there's a kind of two sides of this coin. One is this is a disaster. It's going to continue to be a disaster. If he keeps cutting costs, this isn't going to work in the NBA. And oh my God, the Blazers are doomed for years of ineptitude. Or there's the Adam Silver approach, who was on a podcast that was like, guys, give him some time. Like, he's a smart guy. He's winning in the NHL. Like, he's going to figure this out and evolve based on what does or does not work. I'm curious, do you find yourself somewhere in the middle or more on one side or the other of that argument of if the arena stuff is resolved, where this goes and what it looks like 5 years from now?
I probably am in the middle, but like actually sort of tilting toward Adam Silver's perspective, which is, once this actually gets, right-sized in Dundon's mind, right? Like once he gets, the organization to the size that he wants it to be, which is a really nice way of saying like, fires enough people to get it to, right, a manageable size in his mind. Once he sort of gets comfortable in the NBA, learns how to navigate. I think that's been part of this problem, is that a lot of it has been him just coming in and being himself without any regard for, the way the NBA operates, functions, without, it hasn't been very tactful, right? Like, it's just been sort of a bull in a china shop. And I think either the league and the city will adjust to him and that will become more normalized, or he'll adjust and bend a little bit to the way that the league works, and he'll learn a little bit more about how to move within the league. And I think, ultimately, the only question that matters in matters like this is the team winning? And Dundon does have a track record of winning. I think that, I think it is not an apples to apples comparison. I don't think he fully appreciates like how visible an NBA owner is. I can name maybe 2 owners in the NHL, and that's only because they own NBA or NFL teams. Like, it's not the same. Being an NHL owner does not have the same level of celebrity in this country that being an NBA owner does. And frankly, that's, it is a symbol of such a degree of wealth that that's part of why Tom Dundon wanted the team, right? Like, in terms of like growing his profile as a as a man of incredible influence in American economics. Like it's just like this is what you do, but it comes with a much higher profile. And I think that profile is something that maybe he wasn't even entirely prepared for, because the level of scrutiny that he has encountered in the NBA, I don't think is like anything he faced in the NFL, or excuse me, the NHL, at least outside the confines of Raleigh.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. The only thing I chuckle at, I don't like all the cheapness and the stuff that gets reported out. It's not great. I'm being a little more open-minded, I think, than some of my media peers. It's also a very gossipy league. It's like the new girl at the high school who's trying to sit at the table, and the minute she says hi awkwardly, that girl goes and tells 10 other girls, she said hi with such attitude and rude. And like, I feel like it's almost a movie in that sense. And so it's like when people are texting me about it,
they have a burn book? Is that what you're telling me?
It's just, the NBA media is different than all the other media. I'm not saying other leagues don't gossip. It just feels very gossipy and third-hand information. Like you yourself literally contradicted the report of he's only offering $1 million for coaches. You had a report that he offered $4 million. Now, you can say 4 is short for Mike Malone.
Yes.
But you yourself reported it was 4. It wasn't 1. If it was 1, it'd be like, holy crap here. And you might still be worried about it, but it's such a gossipy league. And that I kind of come to hate the league in some ways because of the way it's covered. It's like, do you hear about the draft or the trade intel? And it's like, well, what about the sport itself? And that's what this is. The guy's at a Final Four drinking a beer, meeting with a college coach, and somebody snaps a photo or hears a conversation secondhand, and it becomes this big firestorm. So I'm not trying to absorb Tom Dundon of any blame here, but also it's a gossipy-ass league, dude, and people talk to people, and what happens when people play telephone? It gets way worse as the story goes on.
Are you going to allow me to defend my journalistic integrity, or are we going to go to break with you having
Sorry,
called BS
I'm not
on
even
me?
going at
Saying
you.
the
No,
final
I'm
word.
giving you credit. You contradicted the $1 million report. It's like he offered 4 to 4.5 to Malone. Yeah, that's not one.
So here's the nuance around that, right? Well, there's multiple things. One, they were never going to hire Michael Malone,
right?
For a multitude of reasons. One, he's not a good fit for this roster,
no doubt.
Like there's a reason that he didn't work out in Denver, and like as a master tactician and a half-court guru, that does not fit the way the Blazers play at all. So, like, Michael Malone was a bad fit. But the idea of contacting Michael Malone or being interested in Michael Malone would be a symbol of their aspiration. And I think maybe Taylor, you could sub in Taylor Jenkins, who just went to Milwaukee there, as a proxy for Michael Malone in this conversation. But I don't think I ever reported there was a cap. I think people have landed on this idea that there was a cap of $1 million or $1.5 million. No, That is a target. That's what they would like to pay.
Right.
But they also, like, they're going to do their due diligence. They are canvassing the league. You've got a bunch of people who haven't worked in the NBA who are trying to get smarter about this. So, like, talking to people and saying, like, who should I talk to? That is all part of this process that they are doing. But when they did, like, have conversations about Michael Malone or coaches of that tier, they did show a willingness to come up and to invest more at a level of $4 million, which would make him about the 28th highest paid coach in the NBA.
Right.
So it's not serious.
Yeah.
And so like literally what I was told was that, yes, we've had conversations about those people. They never did speak with Michael Malone. That's just simply not true. But they have had conversations about those people. Mm-hmm. But those conversations got capped at like a way lowball price tier. And what I was told was, and we may still end up hiring a coach from college for $1.5 million. Yeah. So they want it both ways. They want people to think or to believe that they are like at least open to going higher and doing what I would consider to be the more reasonable or prudent thing. Mm-hmm. But like the chances are still that they're going to do exactly what we've been saying, which is find somebody who is going to take a BS offer to coach the team and be a head coach in the NBA. Right. So, I mean, there's nuance around this. I hear what you're saying, but I feel like I really want people to understand the nuances of this situation.
Yeah, totally fair. I hear Brandon Roy's available. He's not currently coaching right now. Let's go make that hire. We went way long there. We're going to be in a little clock trouble here.
Up.
This is what you do when you talk to Willie O. When Willie O's on the phone, you go long. We love chatting with him. Columnist at The Oregonian, OregonLive.com, at Bill Orum on Twitter. Thank you so much for the time. Enjoy the home playoff game tonight, and let's do this again soon.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. That was fun. Thanks for letting me ramble.
There you go. Bill Orum from The Oregonian. Let's go ahead and go to break.
Let's break.
And
let's break.
I don't know what next segment will be, but it's whatever's less than a Diet Johnson is what it is.
A shot of Johnson.
We got some more Draft and Blazers stuff to get into, and that's still around the corner on the Fan. All right, welcome back in. Swag's just delivered some breakfast burritos.
Did you go machaca?
I went machaca.
You did?
I got my machaca over
I've never
here.
had machaca.
I got a big day ahead of me. I need to get a burrito in me, you know?
I got chorizo.
You got to fill my hole. Swag's filling my hole today, baby. Welcome back. It's great to have you back. We missed you.
He's just awkwardly standing between us. Hi!
Also unaware that, you know what, we got to go because we're already...
Well, he's the one. It's his fault.
It's all his fault. He shows up and we
Swag's
go over
fault.
the clock again. Look what
Brandon
happens,
was distracted. I tried to break. And he wasn't.
We were ready to break. He wasn't paying. He was talking to people in there.
That's why I talked at the end there.
God, how about that Bill Orum, huh? Just won't shut up, will he?
Yeah. Well, also, he took kind of the wait-and-see approach.
Which I think is a rational approach.
I think it's okay to say that. You could also be concerned.
Yes, without a doubt. There are very concerning things.
But I want to see if he learns.
And I also am with him in terms of the city council stuff. That was always the concern about the funding. It wasn't the state.
We knew the city was going to get weird.
The state was going to shove it through, and then you get into Multnomah County, and you're going to have some, exactly. So... I'm with him there. Big concern. Lots to get to in the final hour of the radio show. Guess what, folks? It's almost here. We will Sprague the line. We got stuff to gamble on today. You want to gamble?
I mean, really?
Yeah, you want to gamble? I almost hit a hockey parlay last Friday. I went 2 out of 3.
I'm kind of riding a heater right now.
Exactly. Let's ride our heaters together at 9:30. Some more NFL draft thoughts that we haven't gotten to yet. We haven't talked about the Duck guys, where they're going. Spring games tomorrow. I know you talked about that yesterday, so probably not a lot of time in the final hour. Game 3 tonight. Lots to get to. Loaded final hour next. 105.1 FM The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, the Blazers looking to take control of their first round series against the Spurs in a huge Game 3 tonight. Victor Wembanyama listed as questionable as he continues through concussion protocol. Tip-off in the Moda Center at 7:30 on Prime Video. Portland is a 2.5-point underdog. Last night in the NBA playoffs, CJ McCollum played the Knicks villain again. He knocked down a game-winning jumper with 12 seconds left to lift the Hawks over New York in Game 3, 109-108. Atlanta now leads that series 2-1. The Raptors closed out the Cavaliers on a 25-10 run and made their last 8 threes to take Game 3 at home, 126-104. Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett each scored 33 points. Cleveland still has a 2-1 lead in that series. And then the Timberwolves put on a defensive clinic in their Game 3 at home, holding the Nuggets to just 34% from the field and 25% from three in a 113-96 win to take a 2-1 series lead. Ayo Dosunmu led Minnesota with 25 points off the bench. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Fan Sports.
Let's do this. Final hour. Dirt and Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you.
Shout out the Hoggies.
We love our Hoggies out there. Mendoza goes number 1 overall. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what the final hour is going to look like. About 25 minutes from now, bottom of the hour. We'll have some fun. Sprague the line, take a look at some lines tonight. Have you seen the line for tonight's game?
Yeah, we're an underdog.
We are an underdog at home.
Slight underdog.
Are we barking tonight?
I just think if you're betting the game, you either live bet it or you bet the Blazer money line. What do you care about 1.5 points?
Very true. My ticket has been transferred. I have it officially.
Can I give you a quick...
I was called a needy little bee, but that's okay. I'll wear it.
The person invited you knew you were a needy little bee.
I mean, look, I am. I'm not going to dodge the allegations here, okay?
I might be saying this because I didn't get a ticket
There
offer.
were 2 different sections that were possible tickets, and I didn't know which section I was going to be sitting in. One of them is a little bit better than the other one, and he asked for the email to transfer the ticket, and I said, can I request this section?
Well, I told you which section was which.
You did. Thank you for that. And I'm in that section, so we're going to be living large tonight, baby.
Yeah.
You might see me on TV.
What should
I wear? Should I go tarps off?
I told you should be doing the Pippin too tight with no shirt under.
No shirt underneath.
Shoulder hair look.
Okay. I don't have shoulder hair, though.
Well, get it. Jalen Brunson has it. Why don't you get it?
I have nipple hair.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see that.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon, no? Is that a no for you, too?
Nah.
That's a no for you, too.
Nah?
Nah.
Okay. I think if you had the Pippin with no shirt under, you'd get shown.
Boy, can I tell you?
For sure.
Especially if you have a couple pops.
If I stand up, too, it might be one of those, like, you raise the arms over the head, and now we're above the belly button.
Dude.
And it's probably not coming back down unless I pull it back down.
Now, is this a prime game?
It's a prime game, dude. Yeah.
Well,
way to go, NBA. Great.
The Prime broadcast is awesome. I just don't
like... The broadcast team's great. What are we doing?
I don't have to access Prime.
Yes.
Look, old fuddy-duddy thing. You would make the broadcast, is my point, if you went shirtless, Pippin too tight jersey, and a hat with a beer in your hand.
I think you're probably right.
Now, are you actually going to dress that way? No, you're going to get terrified, and you're going to wear a proper T-shirt.
Probably wearing my green polo from golf.
Tuck it in my pants.
Forget to change on my way to the game.
A Masters polo.
What's this guy doing with a Masters polo
Your
on?
flip-flop sandals on.
I'll tell you what, I would stick out like a sore thumb, though, wouldn't I, on TV? Huh? So, getting ready for tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sprague line coming up. We'll have some final thoughts on the Blazers, obviously. Let's kind of go rapid fire here.
Okay.
Through the rest of the NFL draft stuff that we have not gotten to.
Yes.
Did we all say a prayer for Kenyon Sadiq last night?
I didn't say a prayer,
T's and
but
P's.
every time that team drafted somebody, I went, good luck.
Yeah, have fun with that. That was a genuine bummer. Like, I'm rooting like hell for that kid. You know, coming from Idaho, I remember them signing him, being like, they got the number one player in Idaho? Idaho? Do they have high school football in Idaho? And then him turning into the guy that he turned into. Seems like a tremendous young man off the field. So rooting like hell for him at the next level. Very easy rooting interest. And then he goes to the Jets, and you're like, God, that sucks, because now Geno Smith's your quarterback. The head coach is probably going to get fired. The only saving grace maybe is they suck enough where they draft a franchise quarterback next year and things start turning around. There was some audio there. This was funny. So last year, famously, Shedeur Sanders got prank called. Whose kid was it again? It
was the GM's. It was the son of a GM, wasn't it?
I thought it was a D coordinator.
Maybe you're right.
Ulbrich? Is that right? No.
Who,
I think
Falcons. You're right.
Falcons.
Yeah, Ulbrich.
Is
Jeff
that who it was?
Ulbrich. I think he's the
Defense
DC. Coincidentally, isn't he with
Jeff Ulbrich? Yeah. So it was.
Is he with the Jets? Because he wasn't allowed to. Oh no, Glenn is the DC.
No, he was retained by the Falcons.
That's
Stefanski
right.
retained him.
Stefanski kept him. That's
so
right.
his kid got access to it. Fake called Shedeur Sanders.
He got reprimanded for that.
Yes, he did. I mean, rightfully so, dude. And so Kenyon Sadiq gets a call, and this is how it sounded.
Kenyon, how you doing? This is Darren Muji with the New York Jets.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Landline sound.
You doing good? We're going to pick you right here and make you a New York Jet.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you excited about that? You can come here and be a weapon for us, all right? I'm going to hand you over to head coach AG.
Thank you.
Ian, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm excited, Coach.
Man, good. We're excited too, man. Listen, we're going to bring you up here. You're going to be a huge weapon for us, all right?
Yeah. I think it's going to be a prank call for a second. But no, I appreciate it.
No, we're not pranking you, brother. No, you're going to be a Jet. You're going to be a Jet. Trust me on that, man. You've been a target for us for a while. All right? Hey, Kenny, congratulations.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, well, it's a big night for you. How's your family take it? Are they around you?
I'm a scumbag.
Yeah. They're
You got your coordinator here. He's jumping up and down. Frank, come over here. Oh, wait. Hold on. Frank, are you a happy guy?
Oh, my goodness. Let's go.
You hear that? Okay, congratulations.
Sadiq,
Thank you. Hey,
what did I tell you? I told you. I hope you told your family exactly what I told you to tell them. We are so excited. Man, I can't even breathe right now. I'm so happy. So, congratulations to you, man.
Which part of it, like him thinking he got prank called, is really funny, and then there also just seems to be an air of the like.
Definitely.
Damn it. Kenyon. Hi, it's Woody here. Hey, Kenyon, how are you doing?
They're all passing around the phone like hot potato, like, woo, yeah, woo.
Can we be real?
Why do we have to do these calls? Like, they're so awkward, and you're going to fly. Guess what he's doing? He's flying to New York today to go do a whole press interview and put the jersey on. Like, we'll do it in person.
The GM saying, hey, we're picking you. Here's the coach.
Yes.
Cool. Maybe you have a relationship with the OC. I get it.
Remember the
Woody Johnson just hopping on and not saying, hey, it's Jets owner Woody Johnson. He's like, hey, it's Woody. Hey, Kenyon. Does Kenyon know who Woody is?
I mean, he will now.
I mean, yeah, but I'm with you. The phone calls are always a little uncomfortable. Remember ours? Hey, Shane.
She gave one of those.
That was the only time we had ever heard Jody talk.
I thought she was a mute. I didn't even know she could talk. She could speak. She's got a voice.
Yeah, I mean, there is no doubting, as bad as other franchises are, like, go around the organizations in the NFL, right?
Yeah. Of all the places, if you were a prospect, where would be the bottom of your list?
Cleveland at least had Njoku. Arizona has McBride.
Yeah.
The Raiders have Bowers. The Jets
They're the Jets of the Jets, man.
They're kind of the standalone. They don't have...
No, and there's nobody to throw you the ball. It's Geno Smith, who's a placeholder for a year.
We know that this is clearly going to be, we suck, we have young talent. Now, are they going to keep the coaching staff?
That's a great question.
Doesn't smell like it.
If they win 3 games next year, Aaron Glenn will get fired, and you'll be finding a new head coach.
You hear Frank at the end there? Frank's no longer here. Frank's gone.
Frank was only with us for 6 months. Now he's gone.
I felt bad for Kenyon.
A major bummer for me last night. I mean, I'm still pulling for him, obviously. Maybe the Jets end up being good. Who knows? But that sucks.
I didn't see him mock to them at all. There was a lot of Panthers,
it's the beauty
Ravens.
Of mocks,
Bucks. I mean, that is the beauty. Yeah, Bucks.
The Ravens.
I was pulling like hell for him to go. When Tampa was on the clock, I was like, that'd be a fun move. I know that they don't necessarily need a tight end, but still. It's
they kind of do.
They kind of do.
Kate Otten, as you can recall on this show.
You got a husky and a duck. Can you get along there?
I wanted Baltimore.
Baltimore would have been awesome.
He's a good run-blocking tight end.
Would have been
they
great.
just lost Likely.
They needed an offensive lineman, though, because their center left, and so they needed some interior offensive line help. By the way, Dylan Thieneman, no audio there, but Dylan Thieneman went to the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Which is cool. Talk about fun spots to go. Like, that's a cool spot, man. An up-and-coming team, made the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think the world of Dylan Thieneman. He showed up every day at the facility at like 2 o'clock in the morning. One of those psychos. I think he's going to be great at the next level. So 2 Ducks go in the first round. This was another funny moment. So all of a sudden, we had a couple of wide receivers go off the board. Waiting, when's the next one going to go? Mekhi Lemon is still there. The Pittsburgh Steelers are getting ready. It is their they're hosting the draft.
They're on the clock.
They're ready to go. The Pittsburgh Steelers, you're going to take Mekhi Lemon. Go ahead and give him a call.
Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Hey, why Philly color? Yeah. Oh, Philly just traded for you. I love it. This is Philly. They just traded for you. Philly's taking you right now.
So that was, if you can't hear it, so the Steelers were about to be on the clock at 21.
That was Omar Khan on the call. He kind of vaguely hear it.
He was 1 pick away. They were 1 pick away. They were just about to be on the clock. They call Mekhi Lemon. They're like, buddy, welcome to Pittsburgh. You're here. 300,000 Steeler fans are out here. Renegades about to play.
They had
this building.
no idea.
Who's going to light off?
Nobody knew. The team didn't know.
Let's go, baby.
Know.
So everybody at the beginning of the video is freaking out because he's like, hell yeah, dude, I'm going to the Steelers. That's
and we're
a cool
in
place.
Pittsburgh.
We're in Pittsburgh. I might play with Aaron Rodgers next year. Let's go, man. It's going to be awesome. And then all of a sudden you hear at the end, they're like, wait a minute, why is Philly calling? And it's because Philly then traded up to the 20th overall pick and drafted him number 20 overall. Now, we all know they're going to trade A.J. Brown to New England. That's going to happen in 6 weeks or whenever the date is, that it makes financial sense for them. So they needed a wide receiver, and Mekhi Lemon nearly fell into the lap of Pittsburgh, only to be snatched by the Eagles at the 20th overall pick.
I think what I enjoy about the draft is the thought in the moment and then getting the backstories after on social media. So this is a moment, like I have the draft on, I look down on my phone, we catch when Philly's traded up, and I'm like, this is going to be Lemon because we know they're trading A.J. Brown. He's going to be a Patriot after June 1st. Like, that trade is done.
Yes.
And they have Devonta, but they clearly going to need another weapon. And I'm like, they're going to go get Mekhi Lemon. They get on the clock, the pick is in, it's Mekhi Lemon. And I go, yeah, damn it. Eagles got a good player, of course. And then we get out of the draft, and the backstory comes out that Pittsburgh has no idea that Philly's trading up.
No idea.
And I'll say this.
They've locked their pick in. We're taking him.
The cat from Arizona State that Pittsburgh ended up drafting, the offensive lineman.
Offensive tackle, yeah.
There's been a lot of...
A Hanachor?
I think so. There's a lot of good intel about how good he is. And
crazy backstories from Africa.
Yes.
Came over, didn't play football until he was like a junior in high school.
Totally cool story. It's not ever sexy and never will be sexy when your team drafts an offensive lineman.
Nope.
Especially when you're hosting the draft. And all I kept thinking about after finding out about the Mekhi Lemon trade is how much of a buzzkill Howie Roseman and the Eagles were to the actual place of the draft.
In-state rivalry,
because if they are able to announce Mekhi Lemon, dude, I don't know how good he'll be, but that place is jumping around and
far
going
more
crazy.
Excited. Yes.
He was there. The offensive lineman they drafted was not.
Not there.
And he's a sexier position. It doesn't mean it's more important. The offensive line is the most important.
Yeah.
It's just funny how much of a buzzkill Philly and Howie Roseman were making that move and surprising the organization and the player.
It was hilarious. And it's funny, too, because it's going on in the NHL right now. Philly's kind of owning Pittsburgh.
Dude,
they're playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're dominating the series. They're up 3-0. And then you have this moment, their draft, they're about to take their wide receiver, who was probably atop their big board, the guy they wanted, because they locked him in before they even got to their pick because they didn't think he was going to go 20th overall. And then Philly said, not so fast, my friend. We'll get back into the Blazers here in a second. I'm just curious, any other quick takeaways for you from the opening round? I know we didn't get to it a ton. We'll have a lot more to react to come Monday with the rest of the rounds and seeing where everybody else goes. Yeah. But anything else that stood out to you that we didn't talk about? Seahawks took a running back who was a backup. That was interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, who had two? How about two Notre Dame running backs going in the first round?
And a lot of his numbers are really good. He also had a high fumble rate, and he wasn't great catching the ball, nor is he great in pass protection. I think they're going on a bit of a development, and he was just overshadowed by Love.
Well, I don't think they feel the need because I think according to the run rate metric, Zabel graded the highest. So that pick last year hit.
Oh, it was huge for them.
So I don't think they feel an offensive line obligation. Defensively, they lost some guys. They just won the Super Bowl on the defense.
And a lot of them were depth. They weren't necessarily premier top of the end players. They were depth pieces more so.
If you can't trade out and you just lost the MVP of the Super Bowl,
go get a running back.
Fill the spot. I assume they know what they're doing. Charbonnet is still there. He'll come back from his injury.
Yeah.
I don't have really a whole lot to add in terms of the back end of the draft. I just wish certain guys would have landed at different spots.
Yeah.
And now we kind of see what the top of the second round is going to be over the weekend, because a lot of people think from like 20 to 40, super interchangeable.
Could be any, yeah. And I saw this, a couple of teams said they traded out of the back end because they had like 20-something guys graded as first-round picks. And after that, they're like, man, these guys all mesh together, so we might as well get more of those picks and take more shots in the dark. And that's why some teams traded out of the back end of the first round. One guy I'm not surprised, but I would certainly have my eye on today. I'm a big, despite the school that he played for, Denzel Boston guy.
Yeah.
That was one for me because, I'm always curious what the Chargers are going to do. They took an edge rusher, so, all right, get some defensive help. That's fine. I hope they address guard in the second round and interior offensive line. I think they also need a weapon. And I'm like, man, you had a chance to go get a wide receiver there. I know a lot of the other, Mekhi Lemon was already off the board at that point, certainly the earlier guys. And I'm not the biggest KC Concepcion guy. He had a lot of drop problems in college. He's a little undersized. Denzel Boston to me has an NFL body. He can go up and make, one-on-one catches. I think the world of him at the next level.
Yeah.
And so him falling to the second round to me is interesting, and a name that I'm curious to see where he goes today.
I really like the Chargers getting Mesidor. Thought he was really good and underrated because of how popular Bain was.
Yeah,
Thought
similar to the running back situation at Notre Dame. He just kind of overshadowed.
And Dallas and the Jets, actually, coincidentally, we joke about it because who knows if it's ever going to turn itself around because their owner sucks. But I loved all their picks. I love Bailey.
Cooper, Sadiq, Bailey.
Love Omar Cooper. Talk about a good slot guy at 6 foot. I think his hands, his footwork, I think he is exceptional. I love Sadiq. I think Sadiq's going to be really good. Giants, Jets, Cowboys. Multiple picks in the draft. Chiefs were also in this. I just not as big a Peter Woods from Clemson. I thought he had a kind of a down year. But I love all three of those teams and their multiple picks in the first round.
Cowboys got the best player in the draft. That pains me to say it, but I think they did. I think Caleb Downs is the best player in this draft. We'll get to Sprague and Line coming up in a bit. Let's get back into the Blazers. Game 3 tonight at the Moda Center. What are your thoughts, expectations? We've got some poll questions up on it. We'll dive back into the playoffs next on The Fan. back in. Choppy song. We got to take that one out of rotation. Don't even have enough time to eat my burrito in the break, man. I'm trying to pound my burrito here. Don't have enough time. We'll Sprague line coming up in a moment. Game 3 tonight, Blazers and Spurs. And we've talked a lot about it earlier in the show. If you want to go back and check the podcast, you can, 1051thefan.com. Rewind on YouTube, however you want to go find it. You can. We've talked a lot about it throughout the course of the show today. One of the bigger question marks that I continue to have about the game tonight, I'm pretty confident that Wemby's not going to play. Like, that would be a shocker to me of 48 hours after, or however many, I guess it would be, Tuesday to Friday, a little bit longer than that. But still, 3 days after that collision, you hit your chin on the floor, your eyes are closed, like you're out cold for a moment.
Oh, yeah.
I would be, he takes such good care of his body, and he's so futuristic in his thinking, goes to bed at 9 o'clock every night, he does all the right things. To turn around that quickly, and a series is tied 1-1 against a 7 seed, that to me would be a dumb move for San Antonio. Sunday may be a possibility. The bigger thing that I continue to look at is just simply rotations, who's playing, and how does Tiago ride hot hands. We've had a lot of frustrations with a guy like Shaedon Sharpe not getting minutes, Jeremy Grant getting more minutes than him, Murray playing off the bench. Are you going to ride the hot hand with Scoot? I just, how, if any of the strategic matchups of lineups change with Wemby out for the entirety of the game and then probably going in knowing that Wemby's not going to be playing, if we see any different rotations or strategies from Portland tonight here in Game 3.
I don't know what you really change. If Shaedon plays better for Tiago, his minutes will go back up to what it was for Game 1. He went from 22 to 13. I guess if he's going to have the lapses.
It's so funny because I thought he was better in Game 2 than he was Game 1.
I know. And look, can we be just a little fair here?
Yes.
You and I are in lockstep on this. They're watching the tape. He knows where the assignments are supposed to be. We don't understand all the nuances of that.
Sure.
But I'm largely with you. I thought he was just shot the shots he was supposed to. He was confident, and he had the behind-the-back block. I
thought that was great.
I didn't think he warranted only 5 minutes in the second half. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we'll have to kind of wait and see on Shaedon. I think Bill Orum's point on Shaedon, take him or leave him, I think a lot of people are getting to that point, if they're not already. So if they're making a trade this summer, don't be shocked if Shaedon Sharpe's in that trade.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't expect the rotations to be all that different. A couple guys might get more minutes. We just mentioned Shaedon, based solely on they're playing better. I expect Jeremy to have a game. Now, if it's today or Sunday, I don't know. But I expect Jeremy Grant to be more normal Jeremy Grant, not passive, missing horrifically.
Not unplayable.
Not impacting the game in any
playable?
way. Yeah.
I don't need you to go for 30 points, but can you just,
But
be
are you
a live
playable
body?
to play 28 minutes,
right.
33 minutes, and actually have me go, damn, dude, those minutes were important versus you played 21 minutes or 24 minutes, and I found you largely unplayable.
Right.
So I expect that. I don't expect a whole lot of difference outside of attacking. Also, Denny Avdia, just should be noted, I have a higher expectation than 14 points, and I'm not trying to give him an out here. He does look banged up. He's taken some shots the first 2 games in this series. He had a moment in Game 1 when Wemby landed on him, and he had a moment in Game 2 where Harper kind of snagged the ball from him. They kind of went down at the same time, and he seemed to kind of fall on a little bit. So is there something there? Or does he get back to downhill Denny, 12 free throws, 33 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds? Are we going to get that Denny? So there's little things that we have to kind of wait and see on. I don't expect the rotations to be all that different tonight.
A question on Scoot. So I just pulled up DraftKings because I was curious. His over-under is essentially 15 points.
15?
15. His season average is 14.7, so not a shocker. He had 17 in Game 1. What did it go for in Game 2? 31? 31. We taking the over or the under?
It's what, 17?
15. 15 plus. He's got to get to 16.
Yeah, I'll take a slide over, but I don't expect him to have another 30-burger. I do think the Spurs' defensive game plan, that's the difference here. It's what the Spurs do defensively,
sure,
knowing they may not have Wemby. How do they attack Scoot and maybe push the ball out to Tease or Jeremy Grant or literally Donovan? Shoot more threes, please. Tumani needs to be aggressive. I think if they are to change the way that they defend Scoot, I'm imagining Tumani is going to be out there with him. Dude, you can't be hesitating. And he had a hesitation from the mid-range that I was like, that felt like a glitch. He got it going at the end of the fourth, and I can't help but wonder with what he finished in the fourth, 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you got 8 points here. They were massive in the comeback. Did you get that confidence back? Because part of confidence isn't just am I going to make this? It's not being afraid to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And I thought he had been very, very passive the first 2 games until that moment. So if Scoot has more people closing in on him and they're taking away more of his looks, he's going to be passing the ball. Moving that basketball is going to eventually end with Toumani Camara. Are you going to hesitate, or are you going to let that thing fly and, I'm home, I feel better, I'm going to make that shot?
Yeah. Brandon, you like the over-under there, Scoot?
I like the over as well. I think the Spurs have two choices. They either, one, attack Scoot so that he's not shooting jumpers, but that opens up the paint again for Denny, for Klingon. It kind of opens up that paint again. Or they allow him to shoot it still because they're still concerned about Denny, and he's been the best shooter on the team through 2 games.
Isn't it funny to say that?
Which is wild.
I had to say that a month ago.
He's a better 3-point shooter. He was their number 1 player in game 2.
At the start of the series, anytime he would take a jumper and be like,
yeah.
And then game 2, he was hitting everything. We're like, sure, shoot it.
Yeah, you're screaming, shoot, yeah.
Nobody else can make a shot. We need you, Scoot.
So
I'm taking the over there. I'm going to hammer, by the way, the over. Kamara's at 11 over-under.
Oh, I'd bet the over
I'm
on that.
hammering the over there tonight.
He's a much better.
I
feel like he's a much better shooter.
I think he's going to have a better game.
I'm telling you, man, one of the games, either tonight or on Sunday, he's going to have a game where he goes 7 of 9 from 3 and cannot miss.
What's Jeremy's over-under?
And you can pick Calabro.
Calabro's
yelling.
not.
I know. I'm saying in your head. You can picture it because it happened.
It's a sore subject.
Who did you ask for? Grant?
What's
10.
Grant? I'm hammering Toumani and Grant. I think they're both. I think if they're going to take a game, I think it's tonight. And so 2 things. Hearing the buzz that it's going to be noisemakers. Not T-shirts.
Vuvuzelas?
No, probably like an inflatable thing or something
of
that.
What if they gave out whoopee cushions?
And we just collectively
everybody sat down.
1, 2, 3.
Simultaneously, right as they're shooting a free throw.
That would actually be right.
That actually kind of
if it actually worked, and
if
we could hear it, put mics around.
20,000 people sat down at the same time, right as he's about to release the ball.
So is it towels? Is it shirts? It sounds like it's going to be noisemakers, so that's good. Okay. Are we mad if we get the inflatable white bang sticks that we all used to get at playoff games?
We get those every game.
Right, and it looks really cool.
Every game.
So
I'm going to bang tonight. I'm going to bang them.
I'll bang those a little bit if I had them.
Yeah.
The second thing, I still may end up finding a way to go to Sunday's game. I think tonight's the best game to go to. The building is going to be buzzing. Dude, I don't think Wemby's there, and I think a lot of people are going in with the mindset of there ain't no 7-5 freak here. And you have a chance to take a 2-1 series lead as the 7th seed in your real first home playoff game since 2019, because 2020 was hybrid COVID thing. This is your first one. And I don't know if this team is as popular since the LaMarcus West Dame team, but I think some people do buy into that. And if that's the case, paired with all this stuff and the emergence of Scoot, and Denny's been an all-star, and I just think if you're choosing a game to go to this weekend, I hope Sunday they win, but I think tonight's game, I think is the best game. It's at 7:30. People are going to be blowing off steam. The weather was terrible for half the week, and now it's beautiful. So now the sunshine is out. Boy, the pre-funkin' going on today.
Pre-funkin's going to be great.
It's
Everybody's out of the
elite.
office early.
Dude, I haven't seen anybody in the office.
They're all getting ready to go.
I think tonight is the game to go to. I'm super jealous that you're going to it.
Yeah.
I'm also too cheap to probably buy a ticket, but I think tonight's the game to go to.
You could still go solo. We'll update the poll question on that one. Is it weird to go to a sporting event by yourself? Also, where's the series at on Monday? We'll get to those and some final thoughts on the weekend of sports that are ahead, including Game 3 and Game 4, the Blazers and Spurs series. All that's still to come. But first, here's us with a update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, it is opening night for the Light Opera of Portland. My lovely wife Diana is part of the cast. They are performing an operetta called The Gondoliers at the Brunish Theater here in downtown. Shows are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from tonight through May 10th. That's 9 shows over the next 3 weekends. So for my fellas out there looking for a date night with the missus, or you're a secret opera fan yourself,
yes,
you can buy tickets at the door or online at lightoperaofportland.org/tickets.
Wow.
I will be at tomorrow night's show, obviously, because I got Blazer games to go to this weekend. Love you, honey. Break a leg.
awesome, dude.
And don't
Look
wear
at
your
that.
sweatpants. Don't wear
Yes,
Brandon's
do not
sweatpants.
wear
Don't
my
wear
sweatpants.
my sweatpants and my shirt.
How about that? There we go. I love that one. I don't know if there's a more terrifying looking fish in all of the waters than the anglerfish. If you don't know what the anglerfish is, it's the one with the little light that lures, and its mouth is just like seemingly always open with spiky teeth. 2 disgusting facts about that fish, beside it being ugly. Do you know the light at the end is actually its own creature? But it somehow attached itself to the fish.
What a bad life. That sucks. You're just a light bulb?
And then also all the ones you see swimming, they're all females. Because the males absorb into the females, like slowly start by latching on, and then months later they've morphed their body into the female body.
It's real love right there.
And it starts like using the blood, and eventually the males just disappear into the female so they can recreate. It's the most disgusting fish in the ocean.
This is one of those, he's the most underrated athlete of all time. Most 25 5-5 playoff games. LeBron, after turning 30, has 80. Number 2 on the list is LeBron before turning 30 with 75. And number 3 on the list is Michael Jordan with 73.
LeBron James.
Crazy. More sports scores and stories in 60 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football.
Well, we don't need to do the song, but we can do some sponsor reads if you want.
Sprague in the line.
See, it still feels good, doesn't
Sprague
it?
in the line.
Sprague in the line brought to you by, all the good ideas I have for sponsors, but I always forget them by the time we get to Friday, just like Sprague forgets to make good picks.
Oh. I'm riding a heater.
We do that all the time with the show.
Back off there, buddy.
You see something, and then if you don't write it down, you're like, "Oh, that's a great segment for tomorrow." And then you forget to write it down in the moment, and then like 3 hours later, what was that thing? Damn it, I forgot it.
Speaking of which, what's our poll question?
We'll get to it. Don't you worry. Okay. We got 2 poll questions up.
Oh, do we? We have the poll question up?
We have 2 poll questions up.
I'm sorry.
Sprague and Line brought to you by Tommy Two Nickels. Don't let Dundon being cheap distract you from the fact Sprague pick is still a bad bet.
Might be cheaper than Tom Dundon right now. I don't want to pay $380 to go to one of the games.
Come on, man. Pony up.
How much you paying for your ticket?
A lot of money.
Yeah?
Somebody
said that dollar cents?
Somebody said Dirt's complaining about free tickets. Saying, well, you're complaining about free entertainment. So, we're each the same, right? Here I am.
You did say I can only sit in one section, not the other section, which I don't blame you. The side view is always better than behind the basket.
Look, I've been to enough sporting events in my life. I'm not the biggest live sporting event guy anymore now that I'm older. I used to love going to games. It's not my favorite, especially late at night. We get up super early. I love watching games from the comfort of my couch.
Duck football is the only exception to this
Dude,
rule.
but it's not, though. You know how many games I stayed for last year?
You left at the Ohio State-Oregon game.
Well, I thought they were going to lose, but I did stay in the majority of the game. I thought they were going to lose after they kicked a field goal late. That's why I left.
What a loyal fan.
The only game I stayed for last year
I'm leaving.
was USC. Was the only one.
Yeah, okay.
Because I got it.
Is there one this year you're going to stay for? UW?
Yeah.
I can see you leaving for UW.
Is UW good? Is that a feisty game? Are they coming in a top 10?
According to UW, they're going to be good.
Well, of course they are. Now, this is the year. Can they beat Wisconsin? We'll find out. All right, let's break the line, shall we? By the way, should I gamble on Duck baseball?
Oh, don't do that.
Should I gamble on the Ducks?
Oh, we're going to talk about the Duck baseball team now, huh?
I mean, just red hot and rolling from what I'm reading.
We're just dealing with tragedy.
I got a response to that.
Yeah, there's no response to it.
I will take the Blazers tonight, plus 114
Yeah,
on
why
the
don't you move
money
right
line.
on from college baseball, bud?
I think we've won 7 out of 8 against you guys now.
You want to go back to this?
No, not really, but I just love doing it because I know it gets under your skin.
It doesn't get
Actually, it doesn't get under your skin because you don't care, but I know it gets under Beaver fan skin.
Yeah.
I can't talk trash about any other sport. It's too low-hanging
Wait for basketball.
It's the only one I got.
We're going to dominate you guys at college basketball. We got Joyner now.
We were the worst we've ever been last year, and you couldn't beat us.
Well, we were also the worst.
That was the worst year of Oregon basketball in my lifetime.
We were 5th in the WCC.
We were 99th in the Big Ten.
We're going to be better than Gonzaga next year. Book it.
Sprague.
Book it.
You know what?
You put it on Post-it. Put it on the wall.
I'm going to put it on a Post-it. Somebody bring me a Post-it note now.
Somebody tell your buddy Cash his Gonzaggies are going down in the Pac-12.
I personally think Gonzaga's going to win the national championship next year because I'm sitting in section 122 tonight.
If he gives me a ticket, I'll walk all this back. But he won't. He's a coward. He's too scared to give me a free ticket.
You got his number. You can text him.
Too scared.
Blazers are plus 114 on the money line. I will be taking that.
Yeah, I like that bet.
I'm hammering the Celtics in Philly tonight for Game 3. Probably a fool's errand. I just think bounce-back game tonight after losing.
Spread?
7.5. Edge comes not going for 35 again.
Maxi's a problem. Yeah. Yeah, I could see it.
Why are the Lakers getting 8.5?
Because they're destined to have a really bad game. Like, Game 2 is interesting. LeBron was a little bit of the story because he was awesome. It was fun to watch him kind of lead everybody, right?
Yeah.
I'd make a real good argument. They shouldn't have won that game.
Yeah.
Houston absolutely just could not get their S together. I might lean the Rockets on that one.
Rockets pulling away. I mean, it's a desperation mode for them.
They're going to have a bad game with no Reeves, no Luka. Like,
you would think.
I don't know if LeBron's going to go for the 25-5 thing again.
Can I give you another LeBron stat, by the way?
You can give me all the LeBron stats you want. I think we should. I think even people that really don't like him and hate him, and I've seen some people, okay? I know the takes are out there.
They exist.
I think what they will never say out loud that they know is true, they're going to miss not seeing an all-time great on the television.
Who are you going to hate when he's gone?
Right. Right now it might be SGA.
LeBron's first playoff appearance was 2006. Okay, so keep this in mind. 2006, the first time he made the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Most playoff wins since 1995. The Spurs lead as a team, 185. Followed by the Lakers, 173. The Heat, 161. Then the Celtics, 159. Then the Warriors, 118. You might think, wow, that's a pretty impressive list, huh? LeBron has 186. Since 1995, LeBron James himself has won more playoff games than any organization in the NBA, and that's a date that starts 11 years before he made his first playoff appearance.
You also have to retroactively take off some of the Heat playoff wins and totals because he gave them
He was
to
the
them.
reason that, I mean, not the only reason because they were fine, but yeah.
But they're not winning as many games if he
Yes.
never goes to Miami.
Yes, the Spurs have been the dominant run team since then. They have 185 playoff wins as an organization. LeBron has 186, and he didn't make his playoff debut until 2006.
It's an odd thing.
It's remarkable.
You know what I'm also loving about LeBron this year is the two things. I'm loving that he's finally leaned into the bald.
Yeah.
He's not doing the hair plugs anymore. He shaves it all the way down. It is what it is. By the way, looks totally fine. Wish somebody would have gotten his wife should have been saying this 10 years ago. And I love how honest about stuff he is.
Yeah.
I hate Milwaukee. I hate going to Memphis. It sucks. I don't want to stay in a Hyatt.
Dude, I'm
he's
not
just
even
off the cuff, doesn't care about any. Did you hear what he said about Ron Harper?
No.
So Ron Harper, you may remember, was asked about having 2 kids in the NBA because Dylan got drafted
Yes.
and Ron Harper Jr.'s with the Celtics. And Ron Harper was basically like, I didn't make them do it, unlike other players making their kids be professional basketball players. In the most obvious LeBron comment of all time. And LeBron was basically like, yeah, I like Dylan. I don't F with his dad, though. He just
Filter's gone.
He doesn't
He's
care.
reached the senior citizen level of life where you can just say and do whatever you want, basically, and there's no, he's old. What are you going to do about it?
He's your grandpa at Thanksgiving.
He was born in 1933. What do you want out of him, okay?
Grandpa, you can't say that. We used to say it all the time.
I was 12 when World War II broke out, okay? What do you want from me here? All right,
love it.
that's what I'm gambling on tonight. Main bet will be Blazer money line. I will be gambling. Brandon, we like anything tonight?
I agree with you on
yeah.
Celtics.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Celtics?
Brandon,
Whoa.
you got to say Brando
This is
or
true.
you come on.
I
Come
know.
on, man.
Rookie mistake on my part.
I'm just kidding. He never calls me Brandon. It's always Sprague. I
That
knew
is
he'd say
true.
it.
Honestly, that's been a fight with me all week. Just making sure,
Does it?
you're not.
Does
the
it feel
Brandon,
weird
you're the
to
other one.
say Brandon to another Brandon? Doesn't it feel?
Yes.
For me, it feels
It's
weird.
unnatural.
And
Yes.
here's Brandon with a sports update. It's
Yeah.
very odd.
Saying your name just feels weird.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways, I was just agreeing with you on Celtics. I think they
Okay.
house the Sixers tonight.
Is that all you like? You like the Blazers tonight? You think they win Game 3?
I do like Blazers.
Yeah.
And I say, take it now just in case Wemby pops out of nowhere and decides to play tonight.
I'm surprised that the line is that, and maybe I shouldn't be, because we are the 7th seed, they are the 2 seed, and they won the matchups without him in the regular season.
Right.
But it's gone up. It's 2.5 now. I think it was 1.5. Or Portland might even have been a slight favorite right after Game 2 because of the Wemby news. So maybe it's just the idea that Wemby could play that's moving the line a little bit, but it's going against Portland. So if anything, hold on. But if he gets announced out, I'd imagine it comes back down towards more of a pick 'em, but who knows there.
I have a 7-pick parlay.
Oh, yeah. All right. Here we go. Oh, boy. This lead cook. Let's go. Throw it in.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Friday, Saturday, money line NBA.
I got my
playoff
crock pot
parlay.
ready. Throw them all in there.
Celtics money line.
Got it.
Rockets money line.
Boom.
Blazers money line.
Boom.
Pistons money line. Thunder money line. Knicks money line. T-Wolves money line. Plus 27.53.
That's a guaranteed winner right there. That's your lock of the week.
If I bet $5 on that 7-pick parlay that will never hit, I'll be halfway to my Sunday ticket price.
They're spraying the line every single Friday. Well, not rarely, but sometimes we like doing it, especially this time of year. Well, let's answer the poll questions. Put a ball on the show in the week. Get you ready for your weekend. We'll do it next on The Fan. Oh, fist pumping your way into the weekend every single Friday. What a day it's been. Great to be back. What a sports weekend we have ahead, too, man. NFL draft continues today. What time does it start back up? Sometime in the afternoon, 4 o'clock?
Who cares?
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
I'm not going to watch.
Just read about it tomorrow.
It's sunny out. I'm going to be playing golf and then going to the Blazer game, so that's a fair point.
The weather we're about to get today, if you are choosing actively to just sit and watch the second round of the NFL draft instead of doing anything.
Yeah, it's true.
Anything productive or fun.
That's true.
Look, I've lost the poll question. I wasn't trying to win the poll question either.
No, you were just asking aloud. We just wanted to throw it to the listeners to see how they felt. We'll get to the results here in a moment.
Did you see the MLB Network poll question of the day?
No. MLB Network poll question of the day?
Who's the biggest threat to the Dodgers?
Probably your Braves right now, I'd imagine.
League leading 18-8
Hey,
promos.
we just took 2 out of 3 from them, so we got that going
you
for
almost
us.
swept them.
Yeah, they couldn't get a hit yesterday. They almost got no hit yesterday, but you know what? I'll take it. Winning
All
the
right.
series, hey, little
Beat
steps,
the Dodgers,
baby.
man. That's all that matters.
You know what they call that? They call that winning 5 out of 7. All right, that's right. And the heater into the weekend. I think they play the Marlins this weekend, so maybe that turns around. So you got NBA playoffs going on. Stanley Cup playoffs have been great. Timbers are playing NFL draft, Blazer games. Your neighborhood restaurant group brings you the fan poll question on X every day. Dinner tonight at one of their 5 locations: San Diego's Big's Chicken, Rivers Barbecue, 808 Hawaiian, and Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse. Your question of the day, ladies and gentlemen, what is the series when we show up to do the show Monday? Spurs up 3-1, Blazers up 3-1, series tied 2-2. Your answer is?
I hate to say it, 2-2.
Okay.
I hope it's 3-1.
Brandon?
2-2.
2-2. 2-2 has 80% of the vote
What are
right
you
now.
voting?
I voted 2-2. I think they win tonight, they lose Sunday.
What's the we're up 3-1 versus they're up 3-1?
14% say up 3-1, 5% say down 3-1.
Yeah, we don't. Nobody wants to be down 3-1.
Is going to a Blazer game by yourself weird? 84% of you saying no. No.
We should have. Yeah.
Hey, quit texting my friends and try and get in on this action, all
I
right?
might be there. I might be there.
Check me out. I think I'm 4 rows behind the Blazer bench tonight, so I might go shirtless. You can check out my nips right behind Tiago's head. Should I yell something at Tom? Tom, quit being cheap!
Tommy Toneco!
Tommy! Go Blazers, baby. See if they get a win tonight. We'll talk about it on Monday. Thanks for being a part of our Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. The Firm, Harrison Meringue is next. Listen to 105.1 FM The Fan.